All right. Just then I can you hear me? Shay, can you hear me?
Yep, yep. Heard me?
Yeah, man, I hear you fine.
Yes, I'm hearing you both clearly.
Same to
All right,
you.
Are you
perfect.
hearing me clearly?
Yeah,
Yep.
man, I'm hearing you fine. All right,
Excellent.
night everybody. Welcome to this week's Brick Talk. Maybe shorter and audio only version. I consider trying to get the video to work, but I'm traveling. I'm on the road, and I don't have the capacity, if you will.
You need to start up the
I
jet,
don't,
bro.
yeah, don't I know
The
it.
Wi-Fi and jet need to set up, man. No, they good.
Trust me. I mean, I have the Wi-Fi. I just need to sort out the jet. Yeah, man. So as usual, welcome to Brick Talk, and as usual, I warn everybody that well, Benai is a licensed investment advisor, and I am not, and neither is Shay. And the people that come on, we don't know whether or not they're advisors. They're not that many. They're advisors anyway. But nothing should be taken from the show as investment advice. Don't buy or sell anything just because we talk about it or we sound like we're happy about it or we laugh when we say it or we said we're excited or blah blah blah. Conversely, don't sell anything based on that reason, right? All the investment decisions need to be made with the help of a licensed investment advisor helping you in a personalized session. And that is not what this is. This is just a podcast where a couple of friends who like the stock market and like investing talk about it, right? So, with all of that said, welcome to this week's Brick Talk. So, Danai, Shay, how you guys doing?
Doing all right. I'm doing good.
All is well. All is well.
It cooled down
Yeah,
here a
how's
bit
this?
today, so I'm very happy about that. So yeah, I'm good. I'm chill.
Same here. Danai, how things on your side?
All is well. Bear it, bear blessings.
Same.
Yeah, yeah. The rain is a
Big up, big
blessing
up,
to
big
you
up,
too
Shay.
much, right?
Big up, Shay for last week, and her blessings that she called in this week.
Oh, well, which blessings that?
Boy, I'm winning the lottery, bro. Shay, give me the number, you know.
January.
Shay, what I'm talking about? Tell me now what I'm talking about.
I
She said,
suspect you remember when I was like,
she said play
wish
16 in cash back.
I wish I was like I wish SBL would touch down at the 17 I it would make me happy. It was one of the last things we talked about, I think. Yeah,
You think
so
what you're
yeah, man,
saying?
big up
You're
me and
wondering if
Rain.
it could,
Yeah, because I was like, oh, I have something down there in the 17s. I hope it trades.
not just
Um,
17s, but
I'm not 17
it was,
alone.
yeah,
You say, yo, look on the queue and it can touch a 16, you know.
I said not now, hold it
And
up.
I just fate.
yeah,
That was fun
yeah,
though. That
family.
was that was that was a fun
Yeah, the
little
blessings are delivered to the faithful.
fun week.
Indeed. Yeah, so good things happened.
Yeah,
She
man.
called it, and so it was.
You know what? Go on to
So you have,
not get me into
yes, we call
problem,
something
you know.
again this week, you know. We say we call something else this week, you know. Shit.
So yeah, that was good this week. That was
Yeah, man, that was
definitely
good. That was good.
definitely
Yeah.
good. Big up, for big
When
up.
you say it, I did make sure to look on the queue afterwards, and I said, wait, there, I read thing, you know. Yeah, you can read that. And so it was, as I said. It's the usual though. Something like something like SB and how it would behave in previous is like it can, you know, but with it really, you
Yeah,
know.
that's where I was,
Uh,
to be honest. I was like, is this really going to happen? I mean, it looks like it, but
mhm.
no way.
And we're not hearing Randy, so I don't know if he's hearing us, but we're not hearing him.
Hmm.
And we just
Hmm.
we're getting the thing, the music now.
Yeah,
Twitter doing his Twitter again.
I can hear you.
Hearing you now. Hearing you now. Don't tell him gone again.
People in the audience, can you guys hear me?
Twitter is Twittering.
You can send a
I
Yep, we're
emoji
cannot.
hearing you. Are you
reaction,
hearing us?
or if you can send a speaking request.
Can you hear us, Randy? All right, so people in the crowd are hearing you. I don't know if is Randy hearing us, Shay.
And I don't think so,
It doesn't sound that way.
because she was asking if we can just indicate if we're hearing him.
Yeah. I see people giving emotes, so it sounds like they're hearing him.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if he's hearing us. So roles reversed a bit.
No.
But you know it is. The technical
Yeah.
difficulties have to come, you know.
Testing,
Yeah.
testing. Are you
Yes,
guys
I'm
hearing me?
hearing you.
Hearing you, are you hearing us? It does not seem that
I
way.
don't think he's hearing us.
I also don't think we're hearing him consistently. I think he's saying things and then chipping out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Sounds like it. Yeah, man. But as if Phil say, say 30. Say 30. Oh man, if it was only that simple. Well, this is a wish list episode. I mean,
Ah, so
I mean,
yeah. So it sounds like people. But the wishes I'm expecting to hear tonight, though.
I'm
I know
really
what I'm
looking
expecting to
forward to
hear
it.
tonight.
Actually,
I know what I'm expecting to hear tonight. Not from you guys, from somebody in the crowd. Must say there's something that must come. So you I'm gonna type it one side and say you can see it, and then that must happen this week.
I'm looking. I really want to hear what people are interested in seeing. You know, what people would be excited about happening
Hmm.
or seeing happen on the market. So yeah, man, I love this little wish list idea.
Yeah. I type what I think I'm going to hear tonight. Although I don't want it, I do not necessarily want it to focus around that in that way.
Mm-hmm.
That's I want my stock to do well. I don't. I more want to hear
No, because my mind never even went there, to be honest.
what I know is going to happen.
Oh man, come on, guys.
I mean,
I
we'll
mean, we
see, but
can still
yeah,
have discussions around that, to be honest.
yeah.
Um, so if
And I think that is also in some ways a thing that's more practical to offer people.
mm-hmm,
I think a lot of people don't necessarily get caught up in the doings of the market beyond that.
mm-hmm.
So
Yeah,
it's
that's
this is why the expectations I have are there.
yeah. So if somebody wants
Randy knows I'm
to
not hearing him.
wish their stock to the moon,
And are you hearing me?
then we can talk about
I'm
that.
hearing you. Are you hearing me?
Yeah, sorry about that. Yeah, man, I'm hearing both of you guys fine now. Sorry about that.
Okay.
I wasn't hearing anything until just now.
Yeah, we hear you every now and
But
then. You
sorry.
come in and you chip out and you chip in back. So the
Okay.
listeners hear
Well,
you sometimes as well. So it's not like the same thing. So we're hoping that you're here.
yeah, man, I'm hoping so. So I think I should be good. But sorry about that. Shit, I interrupted you. You're saying, what was it that you guys were saying that you could talk about?
Oh
Or
no, so
would?
the wish list I was saying that what I expect to hear a lot is people saying, "Oh, I want my stuff to do well." I expect that.
Yeah, but and at first I was like, ah, no, that would just kill the vibe. But now that I think
Yeah,
about
your
it,
vibe, papa
I'm
them vibes.
like, you know what? That way we could probably actually get into some of the things that Randy wants to talk about that people kind of shy away from. Because you know what? What's going to send it up there? What you think will go
Uh-huh.
on?
Well, like,
Hmm.
Yeah,
Well,
those kind of
that
stuff, and maybe that then it won't seem so um I don't know, scary to people when we try to dig into this. I don't know. We'll see. But yeah,
all right.
we'll see. We'll see. Yeah.
Sorry, forgive me, guys. Because I missed that part. What was the thing that you said? What is the thing that you guys are talking about that you wanted?
Wish
oh,
list.
I'm
So the
sorry.
thing I said, I expect a lot of people to be. I expect the wish list for a lot of people is going to be. I want my
Ah,
stock to go XYZ place. I want stock to do well. I want stock to pay XYZ dividends. I think that's where people's wishes are generally tied.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Versus
Well, I mean, versus what? What do you mean?
around
What
operations of the
versus?
Yeah,
market, or
yeah,
this
more.
new thing, shorting coming in, because yeah, that's my real wish list. We finally get that happening.
You know, thought about that.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'd say that's a lot. Well, I mean, let's talk about the topic. So the topic itself, as people can
Yes.
see, is the stock market wish list. What I'd asked people was, what I'd asked people was Well, what I'd ask people, when I started it off, I was asking people what it is that they wanted to see. Um, Ask Shay and Danai, sorry, and ask Shay and Danai what is that if it could do this episode, like if it could change one thing in the market, what could it be, right? It's always a thing to try and work out what the yeah, whatever the topic for the week is. So the question I came up with was, if you could, if the episode could change one thing about the market, what would it be? And we kind of went down that road, and it led us to what you guys are seeing and hearing, hearing the topic as, which is the stock market wish list. So if you could magically change one thing about the market, what would it be? What was that one thing that you would change about the market?
Hmm.
Um, and that's a question that I want anybody who wants to join, anybody who wants to send a speaking request on Twitter and ask us about or talk to us about. That's what I'd love to hear. And
Hmm.
of course, I want to hear from Dana and Shay. So if nobody sends a speaker request, you hear from us, and that's that.
Mhm.
But
Hmm.
so yeah, Dana, you're saying that the thing that you have in mind
The
is, well, you
shorting.
mentioned
It's thing
shorting.
that came to mind immediately. Oh, shorting. Finally, we get that. Let's have shorting open. Shorting options is available to everybody on the market to participate in, or just yeah, everybody on the market. Gabby me alone.
So you'd want the options market to be
Hmm.
opened up.
Yeah, man.
All right. Why?
Why? Because it gives me
Yeah.
more options. It gives funny, but
Yeah.
it gives me more angles to look at things and say, all right, that's just more ways to profit, more ways to more opportunities for me to look at the market and dig into.
Hmm.
Yeah, and it just
And of course.
it also opens up the market from the industry side, if you like, the houses and the things. More things can be done. We have more available ways that they can bring offers to people, to clients too. So like the companies can get different things going. More things that, oh, this person is in a certain position at a company. He owns X amount of shares. Then he has more. There are more services that are tied to the market that can be done for people.
Mm.
Yeah. So the longer term person can have something else looking at. I'm not going to sell this stock. So all right, cool. I can lend my shares or I can short my shares. Things like that. So yeah.
Hmm.
No, so more the market gets deeper, more mature.
I like that. I like that little part that you said, that last part about the long term people being able to use the shares, or yeah.
Hmm. Hmm.
Um because I think, and this is something that Randy gets on a lot, like he talks about it in a different way, of course, but in my mind it's the same thing. If you own the
True.
shares, it matter, say a your own.
Hmm.
um and I think that will also make something click in a people head regarding that. It's yours, it
Hmm.
has just owning it is power, just owning it.
Hmm.
So
Yep.
yeah, that's cool. I'd like that as well.
Imagine you own it and carrying it out at the moment.
Right?
Crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ownership is would
Yeah.
the understanding of ownership would broaden. So that's good.
Hmm.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
like that part too. Not just the
Yeah.
literal, oh, more ways to make money.
Hmm.
Mm. Or what's under that side, or Shay? What's the ownership things? What would you want to see more people seeing then as more
Hmm.
owners, as actual acting as actual owners of their stock, that they of a company that they own stock in, own shares in?
Um, I think, of course, around the whole rights thing that
Yeah,
we don't
man.
have
That's
to talk
exactly. You
about
say
it
that that's
because
a jump to me.
boy,
No,
I
no, no.
don't
Yeah.
even want to start up that whole.
No, it's not even like a rights situation.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
not the
but
only
that's
thing. It's
that's
rights.
where
I
people
own this,
always
and there's things that matter.
assume, like,
Yeah, man. So
we're
bring them where you
growing.
actually want to bring them.
All right,
Talk to them where you want to talk to them.
the right,
Voting is a big
the
deal
right
here, where you
ownership,
have people just
ownership,
not voting on
ownership
things that.
rights matter,
Hmm.
right? It
Yeah.
matters that you own this thing. Um, if the people who own a lot of the things that the people who own humongous parts of companies, percentages, they are using their ownership to do things.
Hmm.
right? So I'd like regular people who don't own a lot to still feel like it matters that they own even the 0.00001% that they own.
Mm-hmm.
I want it
Mm-hmm.
to matter in the minds of
Mm-hmm.
people. Like whether I own 5% of the company or 0.000000005%, it matters that I own it. It's
Mm-hmm.
mine. It's I have a right to it. I have a right to that percent of the company. And I would like to um I guess act like I have an interest in this thing that I have an interest in.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. 'Cause too often, I mean, how often we've seen that where something is being voted on, some decision is being made, and the general consensus is, well, me no matter still. So it's gonna
Yeah.
happen. My preparation will only be around it happening and whether or not I get out or stay for that thing happening
Mm-hmm.
versus maybe there's this collective rights situation going on where somebody get up and say, but I don't like this, who agrees with me?
Mm-hmm.
And then the power, the shares can matter there, right?
Yeah, because
We don't,
suppose if you get five of your friend them, then you guys now have enough for
for
you
every
to
train that man. Randy and my
Or
friend,
maybe
so
not.
Randy and she are my
Yeah,
friend, so we know so we can get enough
that's three
staff.
already. That's three already. Yeah, but I mean, maybe it don't have to be three or
Exactly.
five returns. Maybe it's just
Yeah.
sure your
If you have
franchise be on
enough.
somebody else
Exactly.
or
Yeah.
you
Mm-hmm.
alone.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe you alone.
Mm-hmm.
Make your voice heard.
Coming out of the coming out of the cable and wireless case,
Mm-hmm.
there's implications from the cable and wireless case that the call the cable and wireless case. I mean, they lost. So
Mm-hmm.
I
Mm-hmm.
should say retail investors won.
Yes.
The
Mm-hmm.
retail investor that sued them won. But I mean, he won years after the thing, after the deal is most people don't know
Mm-hmm.
about it.
Mm-hmm.
And then even they know about it, understanding it and knowing how it applies to them is a big deal. But it did create precedents
Mm-hmm.
where there is like, hopefully in the future, there will be um, there'll be points coming off what happened there, which is the defense of retail investors' interests,
Mm-hmm.
how companies communicate with them, how they pay attention to and respect our rights as investors, and then also, yeah, how we as actual proper minority shareholders are able to
Defend
get.
our interests.
So, yeah, man, defend our interests exactly like that, and the way how it I think, and I'm not an advisor, definitely not a lawyer, but the way how I think it creates its precedence for maybe excluding majority shareholder and majority shareholder linked entities
Mm-hmm.
from certain voting
Decisions. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
situations. Yeah. So yes, you own 80% of the shares, but because you own 80% of the shares, you are excluded and you could have some amount of benefit from this decision.
Mm-hmm.
Your vote is excluded from this
Mm-hmm.
decision.
Mm-hmm.
That would be so
Um,
cool.
and it might not be happening. Yeah, well, the thing is, you have to always be looking ahead in this thing. And I can tell you, I've been thinking from my answer. I've been thinking for myself. What's my answer to that question? I don't even know if I have the right answer, but I know many pieces. One of it is that if I could have people have a greater understanding of the fact that they are you're going to benefit and also get hurt by things in the future, and it is best for you to act like that from now. So understand that things that are happening now have implications in the future, and it only requires you to realize it from now to plan for it, because if in, let's say, 20 years from now it has an effect where it's normal, where the majority shareholder can't vote on whether or not they raise money in a certain way, because
Mm-hmm.
way X benefits you or way Y doesn't benefit it will benefit you but not all shareholders.
Mm-hmm.
Way Y
Mm-hmm.
benefits all shareholders, including you, but you may not want to do that way, but your vote would tip the vote.
Mm-hmm.
So in this scenario,
You're
you
not
are
voting.
as 80% shareholder excluded.
Yeah, because that
Mm-hmm.
makes sense to me.
If you could if if you could see that situation 10 years from now, and I can see that situation happening with a couple of companies 10 years from now, if not sooner, then what it might mean that you then spend the next 10 years accumulating a position in that company, share, accumulating shares in that company so that when that vote comes along, that situation comes along, any of those situations come along, you may be the second largest shareholder.
Hmm.
And in the situation where the largest shareholder is eliminated from being able to vote, your second largest shareholder might deciding vote,
Hmm.
right, or have a large amount of sway on the deciding vote. And so you might be saying, it took me 10 years to build up the stake that allowed me to have that effect. And it might be 10 years to build up a 5% stake, who knows, a
Hmm.
1% stake, who knows, but you could do that over the next 10 years. And so right now is the moment where you would be looking on that thing that is in law now. The president has been said, Kevin Wallace did lose a case.
Mhm.
Um, and so, yeah, it would allow you to benefit 10 years from now, but you'd have to start the 10-year move no 10
From
years
now.
earlier, right?
Yep. Yep.
Yeah. So that's
Versus
one of the,
scrambling.
definitely, exactly, that's one of the things that I like. I know it's one of the sub things where I wouldn't say it's the thing that I would change, but if it's that thing, I wouldn't mind it. Where, yeah, I would love if I could get investors to truly take a longer view. And I hate that he come back to those words because those words are so abused. But yeah, if you could take a longer view, and a longer view don't necessarily mean investing for
Yeah, yeah, exactly. But like,
yeah,
you're right. It's abused. It's you hear it and you
it's
hear the
abused.
people only hear it one way.
Exactly, because it is the exact same thing, taking a longer view, but it don't mean what people typically
Yeah,
think
they
it
don't mean
means.
yeah,
It don't
exactly
mean
that.
yeah, it don't
I
mean
mean
that
by
you're blindly buying
you
something and just
sit
locked
and
up,
wait no matter what
sitting it and
happens.
exactly. That's not what it means. But truly taking a longer view, like that made up 10-year situation. Uh, yeah, it could be a massive thing. I
Hmm.
mean, I think I'm saying I personally think I know it will be a massive thing. Um, and as I said, the precedent has been set. Uh, and yeah, so that's me jumping in on that point there. That point that you made, Shay.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it's a massive thing
Hmm.
I was so happy
that
to
could
see
come
that
if
I barely remember what it actually said, but I remember when I first read it, and I was like, wait, is something happening here? I mean, I feel like it could lead to, yeah, so basically what you're saying. So, yeah, we have to start somewhere.
Hmm.
We have to start somewhere.
It's always been our thing. That's still like that's been our cry for forever since. Boy, people not acting like it always feels like things are being done to us. Like we're not a part of the market, or we're secondary citizens in the market, right? Like, oh, yo, little
Honest.
bit of money, people got time for talk now. Just hurry up and get them off the stage. Things are happening. Undecide, are you with us or are you just not a part of it? It's not okay. I don't want it to happen, and my voice matters. It's all right. We're doing this thing.
So
You
I'm,
own shares or you don't own shares. So the thing is either done to you or it's not. And
uh-huh.
that's where the conversation ends.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We know what you need. We
Hmm.
know what you
Yeah,
need.
man. We know what's best
Don't
for
worry.
you.
We'll make this decision for you. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Don't you worry. We got
Listen, boy,
this.
the poor people don't know what's best for them, you know. Yeah,
We've got this. Don't worry.
yeah.
Yeah. Um. Yeah. I think the gas mask example. I think that was from a brick talk as well. Gas mask example really drove it home for me. Like I never
Gas mask.
when Randy was like, "What if somebody like you see like all the people around you or some of the people around you just putting on gas masks?"
Ah.
And
Mm-hmm.
so like, and they're like, "Yeah, man, you're good, man. Don't worry yourself. You don't need none. Yeah, don't worry about it. Why am I wearing this? Don't
Mm-hmm.
worry. Don't worry, man. Everything good. You're fine.
Everything good,
I
man.
promise you." So why are you wearing it then? Why are you wearing it? If I'm fine, then why are you wearing it?
Mm-hmm.
I was like,
The,
yeah,
the air there is good air, right? Where are you putting on the gas mask? So yeah, I remember it now.
yeah.
And I tell you, Randy's really good with analogy too, man.
Yes. Yeah, man. So, but I think though some of it is, and I've said this before, we have to take some of the responsibility. We cannot
Yep.
lay it all at the feet of FSC or
FSC, GSC, and thing there.
JSC.
Every time we have a problem is that why is this happening to us? And the thing we often forget is sometimes also that's it's it's not within their purview, not within their
Mm-hmm.
power to do those things for us. The best they can do is sometimes just tell us about our options.
Mm-hmm.
It's not for them to take it up and then suddenly take up our fight because
Mm-hmm.
we feel XYZ way about something. The thing that's happening is happening within the bounds of the law. So it's not like something illegal is being done.
Mm-hmm.
It's as you said, you're not exercising your power within the situation. The power that was already given to you by the law.
Mm-hmm.
So what you want me to do? We have a thing around thing that it's very very quickly we get to I care about the court thing, So we forgot to
Yes.
left it there. So
Yeah, that's true.
I'm not organizing anybody to go to court. I'm not defending the thing that really matters to me and my money.
Mm-hmm.
In the court, it's the thing happen, so it go, woe is me.
Yeah.
And then we turn on Twitter saying, JSC, why can this happen to us? And boy, the market and da, 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 da. When the thing that can be done
It's
in that
not.
situation is not done.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think it is also reflected in our tendency to like not even ask, not even ask questions. Really,
Mm-hmm.
I
Yeah,
mean,
yep.
at agents,
Mm-hmm.
and
All
of
that too,
course you have
the
question
next thing,
section
the
and people
AGM.
ask questions, right? But the questions are very often very light.
Sometimes I feel like I the same question every AGM.
Yeah, like
For the same, all right, the man will go five AGM and him ask the same question at five, just in different ways. Come have the same concern across everything.
mm-hmm,
And then it doesn't actually address the thing that actually is bothering him,
mm-hmm,
or it doesn't actually address something that will be or can be changed from the people you're talking to.
mm-hmm.
And even just like you say, AGM, my growth thought at that time is, why am I asking the director of my company this question and they might tell me say one question?
So yeah, it's
Wait,
things
wait, wait,
like
wait,
that
what you
that I
mean?
mean. Like
We're gonna run everybody a
What
fire
you
station.
mean like you mean like at AGMs where it's so we'll have 5 minutes for questions and we're
yeah,
taking two or we're taking three.
uh-huh,
Yeah,
yeah.
Yep.
yeah. We're taking three and two of them is from David.
And we spent 3 hours here
Mm-hmm.
talking about things that was already
Already
going to be
in
talked about.
there.
Yeah, like, no, really
I'm
change
like,
none.
bro, you shared zero new
I know
information
I know one presentation. This is annual general
so
meeting.
that I
All the
can find
meetings.
out what's happening.
Yep, yep,
And
yep.
the ones that don't have the hybrid, so boy, if they are foreign, osh, you know,
Yeah, that too.
osh, fly down for it. Sorry. So there's that, and I think it's
Well,
it's
I
it's
mean,
also linked to.
there's a requirement. No, no, continue, Shay. I'm listening. Sorry.
Yeah, man, it's just it's linked to the same thing we've been talking about I guess retailers having to take some of the responsibility for things not being
Mm-hmm.
as we want sometimes.
What do you
Well,
think
I
is the
mean,
actual
for me,
issue there though? Because like in my
again,
mind, I'm looking at them and I'm saying, in a lot of cases, they don't know, and the person that the person who is benefited by not by you not having by you not knowing will not get up and tell you. So where does that start? Where do where does that start in people learning more about that and it becoming a widespread thing for certain level of questions happening at the AGM, certain level of concerns being raised there. Again, I sometimes I feel like I waste of time watching AGMs, bro. Like, I sometimes feel
well,
like
I
I'm
tell you the
watching it
truth, I
because
don't.
I feel like I know I should watch it. Sometimes
Well,
when I tune I tune into an AGM, it's feel like because I feel like I should it's like I say I should be watching this, and then I watch it and I'm like, wow,
yeah,
say not me so, and then I
yeah.
also look at myself and I'm like. But boy, you could have asked this. It could have been you talking. You get me? I could have been the one to go there and ask the question I feel like I want to ask. But then even then, sometimes I feel like, hmm. But I cannot say that I often have this strong, strong level of question where I want to ask. But then I hear concerns from people and whatever, and then those don't get to the HM. Sometimes I can say a lot of that has changed, if I would say things. See a lot of like within the people like feel like go almost every AGM, right? People who I think who have stronger questions do feel to ask them questions and things like that. So but that is social. That is within a smaller community of people. So that it's changed. Yes, it's happening more. But
Mm-hmm.
end of the day, sometimes Phil can only ask one question because again, them tell Phil says only one question you can ask. So
If you ask the
where
wrong
does that
question
start
is
changing?
dangerous, All right, so that means that's a good question. Where does it start changing? So for me, I think about that's probably closer to the thing that I have in mind where I put it all on us, right? Nobody's coming to save you, nobody's coming to save us, it's a
Mm-hmm.
reality. And all the other parties that are in this equation have a vested interest in people being at the level that they are and
Mm-hmm.
no further. In fact, if they wouldn't necessarily mind if the people aren't don't know as much as they know now. Um,
Mm-hmm.
for me, I put it all on the people. Because it's like earlier you said, that there are certain rights that the law gives us. The law doesn't give us any rights. We have rights,
Mm-hmm.
and the law just codifies that the rights exist. It
Mm-hmm.
recognizes the rights, but the rights are innate, like it's all rights, right? So like if I take my money and I buy something that thing belongs to me,
Mm-hmm.
I can do what I want with it within the law. And if that thing is shares in a company, then I can do what I want within the law.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I have certain rights as an owner that the law enshrines. Um, that it hurts me if I don't know about them.
Mm-hmm.
And the hurt won't sound like it's hurting you until after,
Of
right? It's
course not.
hurting. In fact, yeah, I don't want to turn it into the APO talk again, but like, people cheer and people
I was
cheer
gonna
for it and
say,
ask
boy,
for
that's
it.
gonna be that's everybody's idea of what Randy's will be. APO.
Yeah, but it's not that the APO is an easy example because it's people cheering for something that patently damages them. People asking for something that patently hurts their pocket. When I hear people vehemently defend it, like that's why I don't do any great defense of it anymore either. I was like, go ahead, go and lose your money. You're like you've been warned. But what I would, I say all that to say that what I would try and change would be I would have investors, have the regular people, like the people tuning into this know more. That's
The
all. Just
ordinary
know more.
people.
Just understand the thing more. Yeah. Just literally understand more about the thing.
Mm-hmm.
Because almost all of the problems that I have seen within the space stem from a lack of knowledge, and in my view, stems from a lack of knowledge and a lack of not just a lack of knowledge, but a lack of knowledge and the people involved knowing that you don't know. So it's not just that you don't know something. It's like you and me playing checkers, and you don't know the rules, and I know that you don't know the rules, right? So not only do you not know the rules, I also know, like you and me playing Monopoly, you don't know the rules, and I also know that you don't know the rules. So I go, oh no, every time you land on free parking, you're supposed to pay me $200. It don't work that way, but guess what? I know it don't work that way.
Mm-hmm.
And I know that you don't know it don't work that way. And I also know that it's in that little rule book over there, so but I know that you don't want to read the rule book. And so as long as you don't read the rule book and nobody makes you read the rule book, every time you pass you park the fan it's land on free parking, you're gonna pay me $200. Right? I say, yeah, but you know what? If you sell me these houses that I ask you for, every time if you land on the property alone, I'll charge you 25% less rent. Oh, that sounds good. I get a 25% discount. And because you don't know the whole implications of it, you go ahead and you do it and you cheer for it, right? You're like, hey, let me help you and get all of the colors for that thing so you can put on a hotel because you're gonna get a 25% discount, whatever you land on it, right? So and I also know that you don't know the rules so that I can't do that. Um, So when I put the hotel up on your land, I just, yeah, yeah, 25% discount. I say, yeah, I changed my mind. You have to pay me. But I helped you to get the hotel. Yeah, well, so go. You have to pay me. It worked the same way. So if there's one thing I would change, it would be the raising the knowledge level of people because, again, 90, I want to say 99% of the things that I see bad in the space come from people not knowing it's bad. And I see active things done that the only reason why it can be done is because they know that the people don't understand.
Mm-hmm.
And you see it in everything. You see it in press releases where they don't where they say things a certain way or they
Mm-hmm.
don't say something and people run it down and they jump on it. People work with white thing things that nobody checks to see if it really goes or it
I
don't go
think he
so.
goes so.
I see, yeah, man, I think it goes so. That sound good. Yeah, man, a whole heap of foolishness get done under that sound good. I have seen, yeah, I'm thinking, I don't even want to touch it because I have topical issues, but I've seen things, like I said, I've seen press releases written that I really tend to know that, like, this was written by somebody or a group of people who sat down and included in that thinking was most people don't know.
Mm-hmm.
So word it this way.
Word it this way. Yeah.
Yeah,
Wordsmithery.
but word
If
it
I
this
say it
way.
this way, it will pass a certain level of thought, and then what I want to happen will happen on the back of that.
Exactly. Exactly. And nobody will question me.
Mm-hmm.
Like word it like I see that I see it daily. And if you word it right, the people will
Hmm.
defend it and ask for it. Or yeah, they'll defend something that's bad for them or not good or don't go so, or they will ask for it themselves. It's a dangerous thing. And that's
One of
one
my
thing that I
favorite
I
techniques
changed.
is when they say something like up to. I like that up to one. Up to such and such percent.
A beats more than up to, no less than.
So
Yo, no less than. It 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 wipes out your brain cells. For some reason, people just cannot comprehend what it actually like. I've seen it, and like it baffles me when every now and then I look at it, I'm like, there's no way you read that and you read it the complete opposite way. No
Give me
less
an
than.
example. Give me a real example of that. So give the
And
people like
what?
a real example of that.
Yeah, I'd have to search exactly. I don't really search my head certainly, but
Yeah.
I know I've seen it many times. And no less than, and in the conversation immediately is the opposite of no less than.
Yeah, man.
It immediately less than this the conversation becomes, and I look at it like, oh, oh.
People are fear driven. So less than what they see in the sentence
only
is
the
less
less
than.
than
You
part.
know,
That's true.
yeah, man. Yeah, because we tend to be driven by fear.
Hmm.
So I'll give you one example of one of my favorite ones. Not favorite, but like I noticed every time I have a laugh. Um, you see this a lot in prospectuses. It's a double layered one.
Mm-hmm.
It's the dividend policy. The dividend
Mm.
policy is, yeah, we will pay out
Up to
we'll pay out a dividend of up to 40%, of up to
40%.
90,
Up
of up to
to.
ninety
Yeah,
percent
man.
of profit.
What happens
Yeah,
is
subject to the
what's
need.
the conversation happens
So
immediately, bro. Immediately.
no, not even that. No,
90%.
hold on. Let me do the whole. Let me do the
Sorry,
statement.
sorry. Got you.
Yeah, so we'll pay out a dividend of 90% of our profit, subject to the need to, of course, reinvestment
Hmm.
and corporate purposes and so
So
on.
much leeway.
And all people here is but not only all right. So that's why I say it's double layered. All people here is 90%,
90.
90% of
Not
them
enough,
and
bro.
then
dividend.
the yeah, man,
Yeah, man.
and then the ensuing conversation is all along the lines of, well, I mean, 90%
Yeah,
the
man.
dividend rate, and like I said, that's a multi-layered thing. Um, multi-layered. I'll give you 12 layers. One layer is just right away, the 90%. If you hear 90%, I'll pay on 90% of them profits as tax. That's not what they said. Secondly, like you said a while ago, Shay, you say, so much leeway in the actual wording, up to 90% of it subject to the need for reinvestment in the company and
Subject to the.
managing corporate purposes and so
Mm-hmm.
on. Yeah, here's the second part, right? So the first part is that, the 90. The second part is people think them smarter, like, oh, subject to the need of blah, blah, blah. Of course, that give them a lot of leeway. Here's the third part. Policy is like, it's like a red light in Mobay, it's a suggestion. It's like I don't have to follow it. Like, I don't have to do it. I can break it whenever I
Yep.
want, and I can like it's my rule for me. I don't. It really don't mean that I can change the policy on a whim.
Mm-hmm.
I cannot follow it if I don't want. The only thing I have to follow is the law. I have to follow the policy that I made up.
Mm-hmm.
But really,
Right? That's
what
like
would they do that
bedtime
would
from your
break it though?
parents.
Like given the wording, there's
It can't.
They
nothing.
can't be
There's
broken. There's
nothing.
nothing. There's
Well,
if they pay no dividend, there's no problem.
well, you can do the opposite. You can pay out. You can pay out. You could pay out greater than ninety
We can.
percent of the net profit. We've had that. We've had companies up to know that do that. So I think. I mean, like I think we made a point a couple of weeks, maybe a month or so ago, like the when the what was it when the Dolphin Cove dividend was paid.
Mm-hmm.
I like at that point, Dolphin Cove has earned, I want to like they've earned 66 cents for the last 12 months
Mhm.
reported.
Mm-hmm.
So the last 3 quarters and the fourth quarter last year, it works out to 66 cents. And they've paid out dividends so far of 60 cents.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
So like they're clocking a bad 90 or something like that.
Mhm.
And in fact, if I think I worked out, I check my money JA for this if you want to confirm it fully. We'll have the video up, but bottom line, I think it's like 92 or 93%. I think
They
that's why
breached
when I'd worked it
the
out
90.
initially, but there's no real breach. There's nothing breach. They're doing what they want.
Mm-hmm.
It's up to them to do. And also, um, no, the thing I'm saying to check it properly, the reason I'm saying check it properly is because, to my mind, I believe that they may have paid more than they've earned in the last year.
Mm-hmm.
Either 90 odd, no less than 90 odd percent though, but I believe that they've paid out more than they've earned in the last 12 months, which again, nothing wrong with
Mhm.
that. There are lots of circumstances for it. Obviously, as a shareholder, I'm happy about it.
Mhm.
Well, well, I am happy about it. I planned for it and I've adjusted towards it, so I'm happy about it. But just to see it done, it made me laugh because I think about how people, if you're there religiously following this dividend schedule in your policy in your mind, that without knowing that it's a suggestion, it's not it don't carry the concrete, the cement in, that your mind tends to think it does, right?
Mhm.
Um, yeah, that's like a nice example of something that have people understand more, just an understanding of it, and so then you would weigh things differently. You would, you'd I put little credence to whatever is said in the prospectus about the dividend policy.
Mm-hmm.
Most cases, I put like maybe a small weighting, depending on maybe the exact situation or the company. I might put a greater weighting on it, but I know better. But I realize most people don't know better, and the conversation doesn't reflect that they know better. The conversation reflect that they can be tricked by putting a big percentage there and the word dividends.
Mm-hmm.
It's just how we work. It's how we work, how our minds work and how we communicate. I think it's that affects it a lot. And of course these people who are writing these releases or whatever are probably aware that what
Probably.
they're going to be distracted by the 90% part, and they're going like
Sometimes,
yeah, sometimes.
sometimes just you see writing. Well, sometimes I see writing where to me it indicates, I'm not sure, but it indicates, or it hints to me sometimes like this is the output of a conversation about how do we say this in a way that
Mm-hmm.
doesn't blah blah
Mm-hmm.
blah.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. I actually love to
Yeah.
see those, just as somebody who loves words and anything there, not as a retail investor, but just I respect it. I respect it when people can use words and make them do what they want.
You know, a part of that comes from Shay, you not being tricked by it.
It infuriates me sometimes, of course, what they're saying, or that they're saying it that way. It of course is going to
Mm-hmm.
infuriate me because I know, and you know what? Yeah, it's what you said. Like I know
Yeah,
what
Yeah,
people are
because
going to
it's
get
not.
from it. I know what's actually
Yes,
there.
to use as an actual problem that you have. So you're fine.
No, it is doing it because when it tricks her,
No,
because it does trick her sometimes. But when it tricks her, she don't love it as much. You don't even see it as it being done because I've seen where it's done. Where yeah, you don't think of it as being done when it is done to you. I
yeah,
don't know if
you're
I
right.
don't think any of us do because
You're right. That's how those things work.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think that was one of the things that I've read that when I reread it, I'm like, oh wow, they said it. I mean, so many things in the space are like that, and I think also a lot of things in the space are influenced by our wants, right? So
Mm-hmm.
I think about you want something to work a certain way, so you decide that the
you
reading, the
decide. Yep,
interpretation of it
yep.
goes that way, right? There's so many of the JC's rules that are like that. Where, think about how many times we reinterpret the circuit breaker because of what we want.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, every time I have come to a greater understanding of the circuit breaker, it has been as a result of it has come with a simplifying of what my understanding is.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't remove any of the capabilities of understanding it, the things that you can if you understand the circuit breaker properly, understanding how it affects and how it is used and how it can be used and knowing when it's used or seeing when it's being used in certain ways.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but the rule, the wording itself hasn't changed.
That was
So
also a
that
thought
means
of
that
mine,
is
by the way, for this.
yeah.
It was the circuit breaker being worded in a way where, look, one, it's fully codified at full length of the circuit breaker is put to people in a
Mhm.
way that boy, the ambiguity is way lower.
What do you mean?
Meaning, if you okay, that's a part where I was kind of broken up on because there's a bias for me specifically because I feel like I know it more than a lot of people. So I don't know if it's put in a way that it might be put in a way that I understand it better, or I can say, okay, yeah, man, it's so you go, and then people still might not get it. So my thought was, hey, as close as possible to the point where you read it and you know how it go. To get a full understanding of the circuit breaker laid out in a document all in one place. So you're not going to different places to get different pieces of understandings of it, but you read it one place and you say, okay, yeah, man. Anybody would read it and say, yeah, man, that's how circuit breaker go. But then my bias to that was maybe I read it and I feel that way, but other people wouldn't.
I feel like I mean you have a better understanding of that than most people.
That's what I was
Just
saying.
solid.
The bias will definitely
Yeah.
be there. So I don't know that if I read it and if the thing that so I get out, so suppose I get my wish, it's put out to people and then I read it and I say everything and then somebody else comes and say, but I don't get it even after reading it. So but in my dream wish scenario, it's yeah, man. Anybody could read it. Give me a wording of circuit breaker where anybody could read it and they have a full understanding of how this thing works. Every interaction from it, just from reading this thing, and there's no
Uh,
room for misinterpretation. I don't think that's a real situation where you can have a no room for misinterpretation from just reading something like
no.
that. But that's what I said. My bias can 100% come in there.
Yeah, yeah. I don't think there's a no misinterpretation situation. I think there's a lot of misinterpretations possible,
Yeah.
and I also think that not only is there a lot of misinterpretation possible, but again, you're guided so much by what you want
Mm-hmm.
that you're almost pushed to misinterpret,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and so it's funny because I'm thinking about it, like in the case of the circuit breaker, almost all of it is there in the rule.
Mm-hmm.
It's all there.
Mm-hmm.
It's I shouldn't say it's all there. It's maybe 90% there.
Mm-hmm.
The other 10% is in fact I maybe said I think of it as a circuit breaker, but it's greater than just a
That
circuit
is it. It's
breaker, right?
just this thing. Yes.
Yeah,
So it's not
yeah.
all in one place. But because I also the thing of the bias comes in there. When I think of it, I often think of it as one place. It's oh yo yeah man, I know the circuit breaker, so I read it off and tell you X Y Z about it. But then ask me now to find that. Ask me where to find. Okay, the full thing of circuit breaker. I feel like I would have to show more than one things. And
Yeah,
then
and I've
so the wish list really is they write it down so I understand it fully. Maybe I hope for everybody else. I would hope that there's a version that I could distill for everybody else. But the reality is, my wish list for me personally is that yeah, man, I can find one place I read and I fully understand circuit breaker from those my reading of that. That's my true wish there.
Yeah. Uh, yeah. Yeah. Shay, what do you think? What's your thing? What are your thoughts on that?
I think you have a point about the likelihood that biases will come into play. I mean, I just always say as human beings, but I understand
Hmm.
as well what Dana is saying, and I think he's getting at just say it in plain English, all in one place, so that maybe a high schooler could understand what you're saying. Um,
I
and
I don't know though.
I,
I
I
feel
I don't
like
think
I
that's very
feel like
possible. I
it
don't think that's
is.
very possible, by the way.
Yeah, and the worst part is I feel like it is. I feel like it is said, It's just it
Yes,
is said and it is in one place.
because
Is a tricky thing.
how much times, Randy, have you had to explain something about the circuit breaker, and while doing your feeling is, isn't this obvious? Like,
it's,
the part that you're
so
explaining
the thing
is the
is,
ambiguous part
there
here.
was this one time, right? When I think it was an advanced draw when you went into circuit breaker. I think that was the topic actually, or maybe it was just a part of the topic. But basically, you went in
Hmm.
there and worded it in plain English, and I was like, "Wait, that's it? That's it?"
Yeah, I have rewritten the circuit breaker rule, I think, 3 times.
JC too.
Um, yeah, the four. I think they've rewritten it more than three. But the fourth time, I think maybe the fourth and fifth time, I didn't rewrite it because I was like, but
You know,
I,
yeah.
I broke
You.
I broke it out and I'm reading it. I'm like, yeah, but it is said there, but
Mm-hmm,
you have to read with
mm-hmm,
comprehension. Like you
mm-hmm.
need to read with comprehension.
Hmm.
Like it is all said, but you have to read with comprehension. And boy, that beat me. That beat me.
And there's sometimes a lack of there's a loss of understanding within simplification.
Yeah, there can be because there can also be an increase of understanding.
Mm-hmm.
There's yeah. Well, let me hear what you saying.
No,
Sorry.
I said sometimes. So yes, by simplifying something
Mm-hmm.
because you put it in a different word, you change the wording around it.
Mm-hmm.
People might people are. I've often seen people remove nuance because of that. To understand
That's
because of
true.
that. I've seen me and you explain it, and then I'm reading it, and I realize that oh, because I explain it this way, the simplification then
Takes away some
guides
of it.
people to
Hmm.
understand it. They try to understand it too simply. They don't try to understand the full breadth of what other explain. They're trying to tell the piece that you're explaining
Hmm.
very likely to what I think it is towards where they think it's applicable to whatever situation they've seen or whatever. So they want the piece they want out of it and then leave the rest. Versus when it comes off complicated, then they have a greater appreciation that it might be more complicated than I want to understand it, than I want to see it as. I just want to hear so we start go up 15% it all. But then I don't hear how often you hear people leave off the what you call it the pieces the what you call it though effective opening and effective closing. How often you see that left off in
That's true.
explanations or somebody talking about it and they just they don't bring that into it
Hmm.
when they're explaining to somebody else. I've seen that many times.
Yeah, that's true.
Every time actually, every single time, almost
Yeah,
every single
that's
time.
usually the part
Uh,
that people are arguing about or causes people to argue.
Or
Yeah,
they don't even
yeah,
know
that's
that
what I'm
that's part
saying.
or they don't
That's
even
why I
understand that
changed
part
it,
is in
because
there.
it's not that they're arguing about that, it's that because that part is not included in the understanding of it, then it causes an argument when it
Mm-hmm.
the
If
rule
they just
doesn't
bring that in and
behave, or
suddenly,
yeah.
yep,
So
because boy,
when the
it
movement
got more than
doesn't happen
15% point
how,
or something.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
because that part is left off, and then it's a how
Yeah.
come da, 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 yo da, da,
Mm-hmm.
da, 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 da. Yeah, yeah, so I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
We need all the parts, all the tiny bits. All of it is important. Yeah.
uh Well, sure, yeah. Tell me what would you change, and then we'll hear from Tab who sent us speaking request. So remember, guys, you want to join in, you want to ask us a question about this or anything else, so you want tell us what your stock market wish list is, the thing that you would change. Hit the speaking request button, so that speaking request, and we'll get into it. But yeah, Shay, what would your thing be?
Well, like you had mentioned before, we were kind of brainstorming about our wish list or for our wish list, and one of my things was around information sharing. And we spoke earlier about the power of ownership and retail taking responsibility and having responsibilities because we have rights. Um, and so my whole wish was around wanting information. But then it led me down a path of I want this information. Would other people otherwise like in other markets would I have it? Kind of vibe.
All right,
So
tell the people what you mean first, and then
from
let's get
start,
the
yeah, from
example,
start.
just to bring people in here.
Right. So I was thinking sometimes when I get notifications from every or yeah, newsfeed to say there's been an announcement of a training in shares or some action taken by somebody or some company related or yes, related to a company that's listed. I feel like sometimes I feel like I'm the last to know kind of situation, or I feel like um it would have been more useful if I'd had the information before or earlier. Um so it was coming from there where I just wish that we would know more from or get more information regarding things that are happening around companies I'm invested in. Or I might think, you know what, I don't even care if I'm invested in the company. Maybe I would invest in the company if I knew more. So that's kind of
Well,
where I
that's
was coming
that's
from.
that's one of the things there. The market, the disclosure requirements aren't based on. Well, I was going to say that they're not based on you being a shareholder. They're based on but they are based on you being a shareholder. Some are based on you being a shareholder. Others are based on the fact that you could become a shareholder. You could want to be a shareholder. That's why certain. That's why, yeah, that's why some that's what being a public company means. Not only do you think about the members of the public that own shares, no, but you also are considering members of the public that could own shares. So
Hmm.
there's a dual consideration there for a potential shareholder.
Hmm. Yeah. So yeah, just things like that. And so then you ask for an example. Um, and the first one that popped into my head where it wasn't a typical notice. That's why it kind of jumped out at me when I saw it. Um, was the notice from Fosterich the other day that said, "Oh, we sent over 11 million shares to our broker. But like three directors sent over 11 million shares to our broker to sell on the market at current
Mhm.
prices." Um, cool. But then this was after Fosterich did done drop from I don't know. I don't remember. It did there was a fall in prices or whatever in the price of phosphate. Um and I don't know if it was related to that. I don't know if it was related to 33 million shares suddenly being available. But it probably was. That was my thought. Um so then I was thinking, well, if I had known, probably would have known that there would have been a fall. Or if I'd been told, we sold such and such amount of shares, or if I'd gotten any information since then, I'd probably be in a better position to know if Fosrich is something that I'd want to buy. right now, like Monday. All right, you know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like was around that where that I was thinking about the information thing, but it's not just that. It's generally information is just not something that we share a lot here. And I
I
talk
mean,
about here because I don't really invest in other markets. So you
mhm.
probably could tell me what
Well,
it's
not.
like.
I mean, it's not even a matter of any other markets. I mean, we work with the market that we have, but do
Hmm.
we not actually have it? What exactly is the problem? Because I started asking you that when we were talking before, off air. I was asking you,
Uh-huh.
what what's the what if you could summarize what you think is wrong, happening wrong? What do you think is
I think
happening
we don't
wrong?
care about information, or uh, even if we do care, I think it goes back to the same thing where yeah, them can tell we when them feel like, or i- i- us not feeling like yeah, you need to tell me what you do over there with my company. That's my stance always. Um, that's kind of just how where I am, where I'm just like, is my company though, is mine. So talk to me about my company regularly. Tell me what you're doing. That's why we have reporting and stuff. But then I also looked into and thought about why these rules and regulations, why are they there? And then I'm like, you know what? They're probably not even there for me. Number one. So it's not that they weren't written with me in mind, probably. Um and they serve who they serve. And um I think just generally that same thing as well about us not as one like liking questions, just culturally not our thing. Don't ask me about things. So I think maybe it's just a mixture of those things that result in just information kind of moving slowly or not moving at all sometimes.
Okay. I mean, is that
And
actually
not
true?
just that,
What?
but this is a wish, and I can wish for
Yeah,
what.
you can, and I believe in that, but I'm just saying, like, I can wish for it to rain sometimes, but if it already rains sometimes, then am I wishing for something that I already have?
Uh-huh.
So, what are you, what are you, like, what is the thing that you want that you're not getting?
I guess I want people
Yeah,
to
I think that's
to
that's confusing me.
to hurry up and tell me when them are tell me. And you were saying, but they're not violating any rules.
But that's the thing, you have to know the rules.
Yeah,
You know,
man.
to know whether
Yeah,
or
but the
not, so
rules
that the
are
biggest,
really, how you were saying that the rules are worded in such a way, or sorry, the dividend policy is worded in such a way that basically you could do all kinds of things and you'd still be within the rules. You'd still
but
be
the
within the
dividend policy
lines.
is not a rule. You don't have to have a
Like,
dividend policy.
yeah.
Hmm.
So you're still within the lines.
But what are the lines? So that's the thing that I find that we talk
So
about
for
it often
example,
as if we are breaking something, but when I say what's a rule that's been broken,
no man,
I don't hear
I'm
any.
not saying the rule is being broken. That's my point. The the,
Okay.
the, the rules basically say if it's important, then make sure you tell them. But then who says what's important? When you look at the definition of material or timely manner, what does that mean? What does that stuff
Have you
mean?
looked at it?
Timely manner and that stuff? I mean, I
Yeah, the thing that you're
started and
saying, have you
I
looked at it?
a timely manner and that like I started looking at the actual thing, and
Uh-huh.
like many other things, in the space, it could be interpreted in different ways. You know what I'm saying?
Sometimes, but
Yeah,
not
Sometimes.
really. Sometimes not really.
yeah.
Yeah.
What is what do you what would you say is the definition of material information?
I would look to see what the company's
what the
definition of
information
material
is.
is.
Oh, so
Yeah.
it's based on the company's
Not
definition?
necessarily.
Some
So
Or
like even sometimes like say like material, like but sometimes I define like, oh,
it
if you
depends on the
acquire a certain
case.
amount of a company, then you have to report it, and then that's when material comes into play, because so then somewhere else it might say material information, but it in they speak to a specific case and a general case, and the specific case would sometimes define what material in the specific. I'm word
No,
that.
you're right.
That's
You're
what
right.
like.
No,
I
you are
know,
right on. Yeah,
I
continue.
feel like that doesn't. A lot of people would understand what I'm saying just now.
Well, they might not, but you are
But
accurate.
like,
So like it is defined. To maybe cut that
yeah,
I and put it there. It is defined in some cases. So, for example, if you're acquiring a certain company, if you're acquiring a company, acquiring X amount of shares in a company, it is defined, right? Materiality starts
at a
depending on the
certain,
at a certain
depending
percentage
how
ownership.
the
Yeah,
company, yeah, and then they tell
yeah,
you, and then the rule will tell you how much. In the case of acquiring this company, how long you must tell, how long you must take to tell us.
exactly, and how
okay.
it should go, and yeah, and but it's defined.
Okay.
So the laws
And
and the
sometimes
rule.
the definition isn't necessarily in the same place that you're looking. So like
Yeah,
JC rule might speak about material, but what we're looking at generally is that accounting rules might define what's material in this specific case.
Hmm.
yeah, or it might be the law that defines it
Might be the
in a
law that
certain
defines it
case,
in
yeah,
yeah.
or it might be market rules in a certain case, or it might be the company that defines it in a certain case, right?
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
You have some amounts of materiality where it's just based on
Or how
the
much it affects this company,
yeah,
as far
like
as we the management and
Is there
directors
a
see it.
standard way that notices are supposed to be written,
Yes.
or is that
I
just
don't know.
based on how
There is
The
that was?
I don't think I mean
I don't
yes,
think so.
some
Because
notices, yeah,
there
yeah,
are
no,
multiple
hold on.
notices.
So, yeah, it depends on yeah, what's a notice. So that's the thing. We sometimes seek for simplicity in areas where it's not realistic to expect simplicity
All
because
right.
it can be.
Say the trading insurance notice. Is there a standard way to write that?
But you tell me. I
Well,
know you know there isn't because we've seen it 10 million different ways.
yeah, so why?
Why what?
Why is there no standard way to write it?
Well, what
All
do you
right. Oh
mean?
wait,
There's no standard way to write so many things.
is there is there all right. So there
It
are
might
things that need to be included, right?
So that, no, without no, we're talking. So this
yeah.
is yeah. So this is what I believe. So again, if I could change one thing about the market, I
Mm-hmm.
would have investors in the market have a greater knowledge of how the market works and the rules and so on. Because what happens is that when the knowledge isn't there, the criticisms are easily swatted away. And sometimes, oftentimes, there are good points in the critique. But if you
Mm-hmm.
come at it the wrong way, it is easily thrown away. That's why, like I tell you, well, I don't say it publicly. I hope I haven't said it here, but yeah, I've seen AGM preps happen, and the AGM preparation is for two people, right? Mr. Staple and the other
Mm-hmm.
guy, the guy that isn't with us anymore. And I've also heard from the things said that I know there's like, oh well, there's gonna be a lot of questions from that observer guy, from David.
Mm-hmm.
But but those things they actually, in a funny twist of fate, they kind of prefer when that happens because they know that the real questions won't get asked. Because most people don't know to ask real questions. And like I once said about I create that one of the best gifts I give Tyrone is that I don't really ask any questions. I don't ask the real questions I have because I don't think he'd be able to answer them. Or he wouldn't like answering them, right? And that was long ago. Looking at where they are now as a company, like there's still more questions to ask, but I like where they have grown to and how he handles, even though how he's speaking specifically about Tyrone, how he handles questions to the company and from shareholders and about the future moves from for the shareholder, right? No, that's the one-off case. In most cases, most of the things I hear asked about companies, come from a basis where it is clear. If you know the rules, you know that the person asking doesn't know the rules. And you can tell that they don't know the rules because of either how they ask or what they ask. And That's for me looking on, knowing that they don't know. Now, imagine if you're the person. Imagine if you're the person in the situation who is asking or being asked or planning around the asking, and hear the person asking you and realize that oh, they don't know how it should go.
Mm-hmm.
I saw about the noise in the background, guys. Actually, I don't know if you can hear it, but sorry about the noise in the background.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it is one of the biggest things. So like you asked just now, Shay, if there's a specific way talking. So let's use that specific case. The specific case is
No, no, no. Are there things that are supposed to be included?
in
Are there
what?
specific things that are supposed to be included
The
in the?
trading in shares notice. Yes, that's right.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. I believe so, of course.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm. So the direction, is it a buy or sell? I feel
I
like
don't
that
know. No, hold on, hold on. So
needs to
you're
be
guessing that
included.
no. No,
Yeah.
no, jump into the guessing space. You have to know what is required in order to say whether or not what is required is adequate.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
You get me? And it's a case where
Mm-hmm.
like if I know that I need to tell you A, B, C, I don't need to tell you B, C, E, F, G, what you would like me to tell you. But I don't need to tell you. However, I hear you asking me for X, Y, Z, and I realize I ratted. You don't or you ask me for A, B, and X, and it's a ratted. She don't realize that I give her A and B. The law says I have to give her A and B, but the law doesn't say I have to correct you when you're wrong. So I can just not say anything. And a lot of that happens. And then what people assume that, boy, things need to change. I'll say this. There are and have been, as long as I know, there are and have been a extremely strong set of rules for the market. Strong and I won't say all encompassing, but wide reaching set of rules for the market. And so that's why I've always been skeptical whenever I hear people say, but would they even have any rules or any laws that can cover them thing there?
Mm-hmm.
I have never heard that from somebody who I can follow up with and say, well, what does it say? And they
Yep,
can tell me.
yep, 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 yep.
Yeah, yeah. Like I
Brother.
and I
Across the
have
board. So often across the board.
yeah, I have
Everywhere.
asked it so many times. I've asked it on BrickTalk many times. But I don't say that's what I'm asking. I just ask about it, and the person or persons oftentimes in the answer, the fact that they don't reference it tells you that they don't know. So like you're asking, and there's nothing wrong with not knowing, But my thing is, because there's always something that we don't know. Everybody don't know everything. But my thing is that if you're going to critique the thing, you have to know what it is before you can
Yes.
critique
Okay,
what it
you
should
know
be.
the critiquing? You can't tell me say the law don't exist. Or again, we should have lost for this time where it's a big the government really leaving this big hole open and you don't know that you don't actually know there's a law for this.
Exactly.
That's a problem.
And bear in mind, in this space that we're playing,
Sorry.
everybody else that we're playing against, meaning that the institutionals, either know or have people whose job it is that they'll eventually check the rules and the laws. So they have to know how it
Mm-hmm.
go. And when those people realize that everybody else don't know how it go, you get a dangerous situation, right? So I want to go through like the case that you mentioned, Shay. So like I shared the fast rich notice. Um, I shared the fast rich notice, and it is not was. Just want to get the exact wording. I don't know if you have it up right now, Shay.
Yeah, I'm pulling it up. Yeah.
You can just read what the actual wording is. I try to bring it up. I bring it up from my phone. So
Uh, let's get this right. I had it. Okay, here we go. August 28th, 2025, 8:43 a.m. Fosterage Company Limited has advised that three executive directors have each placed market orders for the sale of 11 million shares each at current market price with their respective brokers. This to raise funds for project investments.
mhm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So like this,
So what's your issue here, Shay, with that?
My issue was with this.
Hmm.
This was literally just me saying this is a strange notice. But my issue with this is, have they sold any? I mean, this was a month ago. Did they sell any? Did any of
Hmm.
them trade? Did they not trade? What, like,
Well, there feels like an assumption in your question, though.
so them put them for sale and them never sell, or?
That's
so
fine.
you see, hold on. You see, that's you know.
Mhm.
So this something like this, both of you know, this is like an advanced growth thing where I would, and I used to go into this level of depth publicly, um, not in a long time. I can do it. Well, you picked up something very quickly there, Shay. You picked up that you say it's a strange notice. Why is it strange?
Because, wait, tell me this one. Like, this is not a notice that I see often. I don't know if I've ever,
So hold
probably.
on. No, you said a natural thing first. What you telling me this for? Well,
Hmm.
the one thing you know from my thinking and how I approach the market, you have to ask the questions, but then you also have to answer the questions.
Hmm.
So what's the answer? Like let's just work with that. And it doesn't have to be you. It can be anybody else. Anybody want to come on? If anybody know or think they know, you can jump on and tell me or tell us. Like, what do you like? Why are they telling us that? That's a great question.
Because they want it to sell.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Well,
So
does this get it sold,
Yeah.
Chow? Does
The-
this notice make somebody
well,
buy it?
well, based upon the timing of the notice and the timing of the shares, them whether sell, it seems so to me because the price did actually fall a certain way and it did a trade a good bit below what it was trading at before. So it
So you're saying
seems
they
as if
sold?
shares were sold as at a discount. Well, based upon the volume, them will miss a push right after that. You know,
Discounts is a funny
I
word.
can't know.
So you're saying they sold the shares?
That's what
So
I think.
is that true though?
So
Well,
they gave us so
Is that
so I
true?
don't like this. This is what so I don't like. So I always say to myself, hey, Randy's the teacher. It's me. Randy doesn't teach it. So I don't like when I'm in a situation where I feel like I should be talking like the teacher too. So I'm not going to. Uh, my thing here is they told us something that didn't actually do. They don't have to tell us that they when they put in the order. Or you know,
exactly.
they have to tell us
Because
that when
only
they sell.
after. Exactly.
Well,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
what I'm saying here, Thomas, I'm saying that you know. So you're saying they told us apart and they told us when they put in an order. They made sure to tell us that they put in an order, but then they made sure that how they told us apart that they have to tell us.
Now them not tell you that yet.
Well, how you
So
know
why
that?
you think?
Wait, hold on. So so that brings
uh,
us back to Shay's question. Why they tell us
can
this? For what? One sec.
No,
Shane,
yeah, go
hold
on.
on. No, hold on, guys. Shane, hi.
yeah. So let
T-
me
uh,
do this
intro
quick.
yourself for a second. Intro yourself for a second.
Oh, I'm
Okay,
O'Shane
yeah, go ahead.
Bailey, from Jamaican Developers Community, the founder of that, as well as Shop Yourself, which is an Amazon-like e-commerce platform. I want to touch on some points that
Congrats.
she brought up, because she had brought up where information is so or it just doesn't exist, the disbursement of it. So the interesting thing is that they sent us like memo notice with that, and then you had asked why send this. So there are a lot of times things are happening in this space that we're unaware of. So for example, there's a community called Learn, Grow, and Invest. So all of these topics tend to talk in
Mm-hmm.
that Telegram chat there. So it's a matter of like
Mm-hmm.
all of these questions or things that you would want to know. There are communities out there that are discussing it, getting into the detail about what the stock mean, IPO, and so forth. And it's just that
Hold on
you
one second
aren't
for me.
aware.
Oh,
Go ahead.
Hold on.
Okay,
Yeah, yeah,
You're speeding.
yeah.
okay. All right, all right.
Yeah, man, you're speeding. So realistically. realistically, in this case, I will say that I, I'm pretty aware. There's not,
Yeah,
there's
yeah.
nothing. I don't say there's nothing that I'm not aware of at
Shay,
this
No,
Shay
no,
is pretty
case.
it's
aware as well.
it's okay. Go ahead.
No, hold on. No, my O'Shane, listen, yeah, man. I'm well aware. And the answer for this is in that there are communities.
100%,
I mean, I
Jordan.
have my own community. I'm part of even those other communities. Yeah. Fosterich doesn't put out a notice that they require a
There
separate
needs to,
community to interpret and tell you.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So that's not the answer at
And yeah,
all.
you have to
I'm
understand.
not
Also,
saying that you're wrong.
but also you have to understand that if you're relying on somebody to interpret it for you, that's their interpretation.
No, 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 no. So
I,
I'm not indicating that
I had the mercy.
someone.
Hold on, O'Shane.
Okay, good.
You had the mercy also, like the man says, of that person's interpretation, which is often wrong. And like I said, many of the species, a lot of rubbish is said. It's straight up rubbish. And then a lot of people, the blind lead the blind and then don't know better. And
You have to understand
blind
that
lead the blind, like I
you
said.
and somebody reading the same thing, and it's not because like, there's no real reason why the other person should know it better than you. You get what I'm saying? So
No,
imagine you not
I
understanding something, but because somebody has the same level of understanding as you in that community, in that space, and they're telling you how it goes. What happens to you then?
no. So don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that. Take the word of someone and so forth. It's more so like this topic is brought up, go out, research itself. There are financial companies like Barita and so forth. You can do consultation to get a breakdown. So it's a matter of being aware of.
One sec, O'Shane,
Okay,
O'Shane, O'Shane.
What
No,
was
that's
Shane?
not.
okay, okay, all
Let's
right,
narrow it
all
down.
right.
Let's narrow it down to one. Let's narrow it down to one specific thing. Let's stick to the specific point here. The point that we're talking about, let's
I feel
use
like you're not understanding Shay.
the Fosterich notice. Yeah, so let's use the Fosterich notice as a thing. You seen the Fosterich notice, O'Shane?
Yes, but I was touching on it's something that she mentioned earlier about information being sold. That's where I was starting from. But I probably should have started from first notice. But continue.
Because the first notice is
No,
just an
that's fine.
example
You
of
can
what
go
she's
with
saying.
information. Yeah, the same. Yeah, and go ahead. Even with information being shared, information is shared. Information is shared and is shared heavily, and it's oftentimes more often than not it's shared as required,
Mm-hmm.
as is legally required, and it, like the market information is the rules around information sharing is followed very heavily, extremely
Mhm.
heavily. I'd
Mm-hmm.
say maybe 90% of it.
Mm-hmm.
Like you are aware of any information that should be shared that isn't shared, Ocean?
No, generally most information is shared, but yeah.
So what information are you
So
saying isn't shared?
No,
Since you said that's the
so
basis that
what?
you were starting from.
So where I started from is information is so or not shared based on what I've heard earlier. So I'm touching on the fact that it's more towards not being in the space or certain space to know what's going on. So
that
it's more towards awareness, but you had indicated it's not a
is not
awareness issue, but that
mm-hmm.
to me is kind of interesting because we can't be aware of every single detail, and then from being aware of
But
as good.
you don't need to be. You don't need to be. Well, sorry, continue.
Also,
I'm
Randy,
listening to you. Continue.
I feel like O'Shane has misunderstood Shay.
Maybe.
Shay,
Mhm.
do you
Well,
think
what's your understanding of what Shay
Shay,
said,
Shay say
Ocean? Ocean? I don't know. I think
It's muted.
well, Ocean, you're muted if you're responding. But
Oh no, I didn't
yeah,
hear anything.
I don't want us to go far from. Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
then I was
Well,
saying
I
that
don't want
maybe
to go
you
far from the
misunderstand what
example.
Shay was saying.
I
But
feel like you misunderstood what Shay was saying
yeah,
Okay.
based on your response to it.
yes,
All right, noted.
yes. So let's work
Or,
with the example. Let's work with the
so
example. All right.
in the case
So
of the example,
again,
because that's a good place
the
to start.
example like
What do you
Shay read.
think of the example then? with the Fosterage.
All right, so that was a short notice. Definitely. And for me, I saw that notice. And
A short notice.
well, by the time I got it, or saw it, I should say, that's something that I personally for me, I looked over like quicker glimpse and then pass over and move on. I don't know if that was what happened in her case, but yes, it was shared. Maybe there was some sales on those stocks. Maybe there wasn't any. As far as I know, I haven't heard or seen any like a purchase or anyone talk about it. But at end of the day, yes, it wasn't fully explained. But like I said, for me,
Do you understand where what wasn't fully explained?
so so based on the notice, I saw it didn't go in details of let me bring it up back. Hold on, give me a minute.
So yeah, I think hold on. Yeah, again, we said so much in the middle. I think maybe people have forgotten. I'll share read it before. I won't have her read it again. I'll read it. Fosterich Company Limited trading in shares by executive directors. Fosterich, and this is from August 2025. It was posted 7:43 a.m. Fosterich Company Limited has advised that the three executive directors have each placed market orders for the sale of 11 million shares, each at current market price with their respective brokers. This to raise funds for project investments. Do you understand it? You guys, everybody listening, understand it? I know Taj commentary, not Taj, Tav said that he thinks it. Tav, you say it happened afterwards. You say you've seen it traded afterwards.
No man, so the volume, there was volume moving before the notice. So and
Before or after? Which one?
before, so volume move before and volume move after. But the most of the volume moved before. I think it moved around August 20 something, 22nd or something like that. And the notice came after. But the only thing is that
No, we
in
talking.
the notice there wasn't a date of the thing. And I mean, as Shay say, that why them a tell with this, you know? Because you don't have to tell her when you sell. Those shares are the director them own the shares. The shares now have nothing to do with the company, as in it's not company property. So
So I just heard. So I saw when you tweeted that, and I saw that your aunt. I never bothered say anything, but I
mm.
mean, you should know better than that. What do you
Yeah,
mean by
No
yeah.
man, in terms of
what do you mean by directors? Directors don't have to tell
When
us
themselves.
before they sell their own shares because it's not the ownership of the company. What I get what you're saying is related to info. Of course, directors have to tell us when they sell.
no man, them can tell you after them sell, they don't have to tell you before them sell.
Nobody said that they had to tell you before they
No, but
sold.
that is what may I say. May I say the
Who
point
told
is
you before they sold?
nobody have to tell you before. I'm just
So
saying
who
that
has done it? Why? Hold
Okay,
on.
yeah,
Who
who
has
said
done it? Why you are saying that it hasn't?
exactly?
It doesn't have to be done.
no man, it's just that made have to listen back what Shay said.
Actually,
But it was a response to what
I
Shay
forget
said.
forget what she said.
Mm-hmm.
Forget what she said. Here's what I'm asking you.
Mm-hmm.
Because what you said here is incorrect.
Mm-hmm.
Who has told us about a sale
Before.
before they have done it? And so it has led you to say that, hey, these guys are telling us about something before they have to. Why don't they tell us what has happened
No, my
after?
Yeah.
response was, I think, against something what she said. That is what me I said, me have to listen back what she said. Because that's something what she did say me that
Yeah,
respond back to.
cool.
Eh,
So me have to hear about that. Because at the time me that listen, I think she did have said, me no remember.
all
Me
right, Tav, what do you
can't
think of the
say it back
notice?
over. All right.
Yeah, what do you think of the
All right. So
notice?
basically, them I tell we say boy them place market order each director place a market order. Me just see that try load it up back. I'm gonna look back on it. But let me that tell we say director them place market order. So there was no date on it and when
Yes.
that happened.
Three directors have placed a market order for 11 million units each, with their respective brokers. This to raise funds for project investments.
So as it relates to that now, I think that's something that we probably can check, assume, because I think August 20 something, 20 million shares
28th.
traded, same thing. So if a three directors
So the notice came out. The notice came out
after,
August 28th.
28th.
yeah man. So before that, I think August 22, may I try load it up on my phone. Hold on, I'm gonna give.
So you see, right away now we thinking. So this notice came out August 28th, and you've been up until just now when I asked you. You're talking about. You're saying along with what Shay was saying. Why them telling us this? Why them telling us this for? They don't really have to tell us before they do anything. Blah blah blah. So who has done that?
Yeah. Who did the before?
Well, I can't think of nobody
In
right
fact,
now who tell
in
it
fact,
before.
So why were you
hey,
saying it
yeah.
then?
No, then I get to me, I say. May I say to you, say, something with Shay, say, me I say so.
I hold
We'll,
on.
we'll,
I
we'll,
understand you
we
clearly.
move on
I
to what you
understand you
just what
clearly.
you're saying
Yeah,
now. Yes.
yeah. So again, who was saying any of that? Where did that come from? It didn't come from Shay saying. Shay said the same thing. So who told us before?
Unless me misunderstand what she did I say. But
No, you
my
didn't. It's not what
It's
response,
not
she
what she
said.
said. What I think is happening. You
It's
misunderstood the
not what she,
business.
exactly. This is a live example of how you can word it, and
You
and the
read what I
wording
want to
of
read
it
after that.
can exactly. You decide what you want to decide, and you decide that something hasn't been done. And again, the rules and the laws require them to do certain things, but it does
And, and,
not
and,
require
and,
them
and
to correct your
yeah.
misunderstanding.
So
You see how
which is
powerful it
why I
is?
said I don't like playing teacher. I don't like it because
Yeah,
I just want to say what I want to feel, you see me? And they tell me for wrong and right after
yeah. I
that.
mean, you can do it.
I mean, they said a
You can
market
you can
order
you
now.
can do it
A
here.
market order is it happens when you place an order.
No, just right away.
It's not
Like
it's
so
not put enough
Shay,
in the
Mm-hmm.
queue and leave it. It's placed a market order.
yeah. So Shay, think about this. You see earlier when you said that sometimes when you see like a beautiful notice, you kind of like it,
In fact,
and I said that no, you don't. I was thinking of this notice because this is an example of a wonderfully worded notice that you don't like because you don't realize that you've been outworded. Because that's exactly what has happened here. But go through that. I listen to you.
and I said they said market orders. They didn't, and they also didn't tell you that they put it 11 mil. So it didn't mean that we all put at the same time. It didn't tell us when they put them. But I look at the days before when I saw this notice, and I realized, hey, 20 million units traded on August 22.
Yes, I
So
also did
it
Mhm.
could
that.
have been that all week they've put the cumulative amount of 11 million units from each of their sides, and the trade happened. And I think trades happened already because that's when they have to tell us. And that's when they did. They said we place the market orders for 11 mil. It's a market order. It's going to trade. It didn't mean they
Exactly.
put 11 mil in the queue. It mean it could have been I put 1 mil today and then 1 mil and then trade I put 1 mil same time. But at the end of the day, we each did 11 mil, and over the last couple of days, they traded. When we put them up, they traded
Yeah.
as market orders do. So what I think this is,
I I go
they've sold the shares as market
I go one.
orders,
I go.
and they tell us after they happened. They didn't tell us the exact date, which is my gross. I would love for I would make a breakdown of thing there of orders placed when thing that when the people who report on these the trading shares. I would love to tell me when they
Uh
place
huh.
it and how much they place it, which day X Y Z trade. Give me the breakdown.
So there's a $35 fee for being late. I'm so sorry. That's it. Yeah. So I go one step further with that. I go one step further with it. Excuse me. Excuse me. Sorry. Yeah, I go one step further with you, than I'll tell you that it's an example of tying in the rules also.
Mm-hmm.
So again, I go off the wording because you click one of the important things here tonight. You say it's a market order. So the place market orders. Market orders are always at the current price,
Mm-hmm.
right? They're always at the current price. So they even said
Yep.
that each pay 11 million current market price to the respective brokers, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um, and so since they've placed it with their respective brokers, hold on. Since they've placed it with their respective brokers, that tells us something immediately. Now, this is where I said it's an example of the rules being something that would immediately help you with where you're going. Now, what does the rule say? Because you notice is under the tab. Wait right there for me, please. No problem. Come right back. Hold on for me. I'm sorry. Sorry, Dana, just one second. Finish what you were saying,
So
Dana, and I'll
yeah,
jump back.
so
I have
I
to
think
mute
having
for a
top,
second.
they sold the shares. They didn't tell us about it. They said it. This is them telling us after the fact that they sold the shares. We placed market orders for 11 million between the three of us, each for the three of us, and it was market orders, so they have to trade. And then this is them telling us after the fact that they sold the shares 11 mil each. And it happened over a certain amount of days, so maybe not really was, oh, we sold 33 million on XYZ day. But when I look at that whole week, a good amount of trades that can fill where 33 million can fall into happen. And the people who need to report it. So that's what I already says.
So I don't know if anybody else has any idea about it. Any other ideas? I see how about to join. I see. I get that it kind of knocked Shane out, and I know it tricked Tav and Shay.
Didn't trick me, no.
I see
It
Phil
didn't trick
join.
me.
It trick you wicked Shay.
Yeah,
It
me
didn't
I
feel
trick
it,
mean, I
me
mean, I ask
because
Christ.
I
it trick
saw
you.
it and
It
put
tricky.
in my order same
It tricky you
time
wicked Shay.
and got the
You
shares
almost hold on, hold
and
on. You
sold the
put in your order same
shares
time.
at a profit.
It tricky. It tricky.
I just
Selling at a
wasn't
profit in
sure
this
if they
case is
were
not the sign
done.
of it.
Yeah.
That
No
was
man.
my thing. I was like,
Okay, so then it tricky shit.
okay.
All right, so
I will take the trick
let me show you.
because
remember
I also
why I
profited.
think it's
That's
quicker trade?
so I'm cool with taking the trick, and I am
Mm-hmm.
glad that you are
But
going
here's the
through it,
thing.
and I'm learning something now. So that's that. I guess it's a win-win because me win with the profit, and then me win with a learn something.
Facts.
So
I mean, yeah, that's the best way to do it. That's the best way to do it. But why I say tricky is that, what is it? It's a trading insured notice, right? That's actually what's required under the
Mm-hmm.
rules, correct?
mm-hmm.
What do the rules actually say is required? Very few people know that. So very few people understand how they're being tricked. This even fixes what Danai mentioned. So the notice says 11 million shares at current market price with respective brokers. This thing came out August 28th.
Mm-hmm.
The rules say that internal trades done by insiders have to be notified to the exchange within 7
Yep.
days. This notice came out August 28th. So if you go back 7 days from that point, you get to what?
20,
You know what I thought
2021.
about as well? You know,
No, hold on, no,
it's
don't
well,
don't
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 tell me,
no,
don't
don't
be
don't go
us.
somewhere else.
no,
Yeah,
it's
don't
the
go on a
same
tangent
place.
for
It's the
this.
same place. I'm not going anywhere.
So if you go back the week before to the 22nd, it's on the 22nd that 20 million units traded. On the 22nd, if you look into my money trade, 20 million units traded, right?
Then 23 and 20.
22nd, exactly. The 22nd is the week before. And so what the notice and what the rule says that insider trades have to be notified a week up, have to be notified within 7 days. Now, if the notice says that they put market orders in, that doesn't mean it almost certainly traded.
It's happy.
Because that's how market orders
Unless the
work.
buy queue done. No,
Hold
it's
on,
the
man.
only thing.
Exactly.
Hold on.
No, hold on. Well, you hold on, because I don't know my song going to go. So let me get this out before. Market orders mean that it has to have traded as long as there are orders available within the price band, right? So them saying market orders means that whenever they put it in, it has already traded. What the notice is speaking as if it's the present, because it's as if we wrote it when we did it. But the truth is, the rule said that we don't have to tell you about it until at least at most a week later. So 6 days later, they gave you the thing that they wrote on the day when they did it. So if you're acting on it on the 28th or the 29th, you're acting on something that's 1 week old. So you read this and thought it meant that they're putting 11 million orders. No,
And
they're
top of
putting
God,
No,
13 million
yes.
units.
no,
No.
I didn't.
Yeah.
I checked the
No.
the trading for the like last month
Mm-hmm.
before putting in the order.
You don't get what I'm saying. That doesn't matter. By the time this notice came out,
Done.
the trading had already
Yes,
done,
I know that.
gone.
I know that. I know that.
So it, your order then is not
Your
really.
order doesn't touch theirs.
My
Yeah, it doesn't touch
order.
theirs. You don't get.
No, I don't need it to. I never needed it to.
It's not about whether you need it. I'm talking about here's the understanding of the notice.
So what was
Because the
your issue with
understanding
the
of the
notice then, Shay?
notice,
That's what I keep going back to.
I didn't know that this was happening. That's literally it. I
But
didn't
but
know.
but that's fine.
but that's
But you
fine.
asked
Yeah,
me
Because
what I
there's not
wish
that.
for, bro. You asked what I wish for.
And
Yeah,
that
One
but
thing
and
yeah,
I
that
but
me did
wish,
I talk about.
I like.
yeah, but hear me out. I'm asking you, what is the thing that you
I wish I
wished
did
would have
know. I
happened?
wish I did know things. I like I did have more information or have information
so
sooner.
what's the
Whatever,
information
however you
you
want
would
to
have
put it.
wanted in this case?
Hmm?
What's the information? What's the notice you'd have wanted in this case?
In my made up world that I can wish for anything that I want.
Yeah,
Yeah,
man,
man.
My
you're
But
made up
remember,
world that I
you're
can wish
changing.
for anything
Hold
that
on.
I want
True,
is
true.
you're
But
changing the
we're still
market.
going to
You're
try and
changing
coach it.
the market must not be
Yeah,
no,
like
yeah.
this
but that's
forever.
it. All right. So
So here, hold on,
yeah.
Shay. Hold on,
Hmm.
hold on. Where we are now is where we are
Hmm.
now. So
Don't
your
ever
made up
ask me
world
about a
is
wish if you're talking
hear
about
me out, no man.
reality.
But
I'm
remember what the
That's
wish
I'm
just
is.
how
telling
my
you
brain
something.
work.
But remember the wish is. The wish
Shay,
is that we change the market. So the thing we're
exactly. So you
changing
have to
must be implemented going forward. That's the thing we're
Okay.
wishing for.
exactly.
Okay.
So you're starting from where we are now.
Yeah,
So
we
from
never
where we are
understand that.
now,
Once somebody say wish me go, it's
You
not real
start wish.
anymore. It's not
So
real.
when you're
It's
saying
a wish.
I
It's a
wish
wish now.
you're saying you basically wish say you get a dream and you know say man I'm gonna sell this share, say make a move.
No, I wish say them did get up and say, yo, me both drop 133 million unit in a queue.
why?
And that me get from what she
Bro,
him say.
wish. You I
Why?
literally
But
asked
why
me
you
what
wish
me
for it? But why
wish.
would you wish for it? Why? And you
All
wish to
right.
tell you or the market.
I mean, they could tell me, but then that would be weird.
I wish it's
Probably
always
illegal.
done.
Why?
I wish it's always done.
No. I wish it's not a
I'm
wish. No,
I
sorry.
no,
wish
no.
I'm
that I
going to
mean
We're
tell
not
you
going
this.
to.
I'm going to
it
tell you
must come with what
this
it come
for
with.
future reference. You see, once you say wish and guess to me, me gone left reality. If you're
No, well,
asking me to guess
I'm not
something,
gonna. I'm not going to ever jump for
if you
that. I'm
ever
not ever
guess,
going to
no,
jump
no,
for that.
no. That's just me. I'm telling you,
No.
in my regular life,
I hear
if
you,
you
but
say
I hear you, but
guess,
I'm just not going to
if you
accept
say
it.
Facts.
guess or wish,
Yeah,
like, then I
that's
barely
cool.
know
That's
what to do
great.
with
But
that.
But I will always be here to inject
cool.
reality. I'm so sorry, Shay.
Yeah,
Right.
that's
So
just yeah.
so then I just know that when you like if you specifically ask me about wish or guess, then I
Hold
just
on.
yeah.
For time's sake, I don't even bother
Yeah.
with that because you're not really doing
I'm
that. In
telling
real
you,
life, you work with
in
reality,
real
and you work.
yeah,
All
okay.
right, that's a red herring. That's not my fault.
In
But
real
what it's
life,
all like to me,
I'm very
what I'm
okay
telling you
with
is that you never
reality.
understood the notice.
In real
You never understood the
okay.
notice. 'Cause if you understood the notice, it wouldn't have thrown you off. You remember when I've been paying attention to everything you said about this from the start. You
Mm-hmm.
know,
You tripped
I
me
know
up,
for a
Shay.
fact say it's spin
When we were
tab.
talking
Yeah,
before this episode start, I fully thought how I read it was Shay never understand the notice, and the notice is and they gave us misinformation. That's how I read it.
yeah. But that's not at all what happened. It's just that in everything we've said so far, Shay, it has come out that way. And everything Tav has said, it has also come out that way.
Yeah.
So I know that you guys don't understand the notice, which I'm saying like this is a clear
But
example of them
me
tricking
never
you.
have
Mm-hmm.
no problem with the notice.
Remember what?
Bec-
Chat, Tam, where does
Me never have no
Tam?
problem with the notice. I never have a problem with the notice. My response was when Shay did a mention say, it's like when me get from where she says that, oh, them should have tell you from before them do
Alright.
it. That's why me did say, them no need
my,
to tell
my
us.
whole thing was
But
when you were saying I even responded
mm,
to and what
mm,
I got from what you were saying is that
mm,
them tell us about this thing before it happened. And I even
No,
asked you,
no,
why would they
no,
tell us about something
no,
they
no,
already have
no.
it
You
on?
know why? You know why? From the notice come
He,
out,
he
me
even
jump on.
went on to say, he even went on to say, Tab,
Mm.
that when it came out,
Where's my
the
lawyer? I
trading
need when I
happened
need it.
because to the price,
No man,
so
me
the
I say
price
volume were
dropped.
moving, but from the notice, me I tell you now when me did that thing from before. When me actually buy some of them shares, from the 22nd, me buy some of the shares them. And when the notice come out,
Okay,
when
Oh,
the
so you didn't
notice
know, sir,
come out,
them
the
sell?
first thing me do, no me never know, but when me I said the notice came out, and the first thing me do, I jump on my money. And then when me backtrack, me realize say, that's why when I did ask the first time, me say it happened already. Because me that said to myself, say when me check, when at the point when me that go lay out why me think it happened already, at that point, Ocean did start talk. But when me check the 20 odd million did trade, and then 2 days after that, I think 5 million or 6 million, and then the next 4 million or so the trade, and me I say, right, this gone already. So me never
Mm-hmm.
really had pre the notice or look deep in it or nothing. That's why even when it come in a group, me never mention nothing at all about it, because me did just look on it, look back for my money and see, say, oh, 33 million or whatever gone already. So I say, all right, that gone already. And I say to myself, so, oh, that's why that did go on. So at that point, no, me did all right. Come here, say, all right. Me never at the point when me a buy, after me done buy, and me see other people a gobble up. More shares a come, more shares a come. Me start fretting now, me I say, backside. This not look like it a go done. But when the notice came out and me calculate it up and me see a 33 million, and when me go back go check, me I say, oh, right, it look like the selling actually done now. And at that point now, me start try to buy anything where they below, whatever. So me never have a
Yeah,
problem with the
the tail
notice.
end of it.
But as Randy said, actually tricky. But the funny thing is that me never put any thought in it, because as me see the notice, the first thing me do, I chat back and see. So me never really have put any thought at all to the notice itself. None at all. Because me just look back and see say gone already. And me be glad, because me never know if more selling are gonna come at that price. Me never know how much nobody plan for sell or nothing. So when me see the notice, it did actually make me feel good. Because me I say, all right,
But
at
Tab,
least this selling done.
one question, Tab.
Mm,
Why the notice made you feel that the selling done? If at the time when the notice come out,
mm,
but when I tell you, I am just realizing about this notice from this conversation tonight, right? I never
mm,
pre it them time. So, but my question to you is,
mm,
why did that notice coming out give you a reassurance that the selling done? If at the time when the notice came out,
mm,
you saw that the ensuing days
mm,
beyond the 22nd, like the 24th, 25th, so forth,
mm.
still there were large volumes going through. How you know our next notice wasn't going to come the following day and the following day?
Me never know. I never know. So me just sit.
So I don't know
Maybe I one of them thing the way you just a look, you just a look for something to feel good about. But me see the notice and when me do the calculation, me say, all right, it look like, them done for
that
now or
that
whatever.
is accounted.
Yeah,
That volume is
yeah,
accounted
yeah,
for, but
yeah. But as you say,
you
more could
can't
have come
know if,
after.
yeah,
Yeah, that is a
Jam
good
T
point.
show is
That is a good point.
selling off his stuff.
Yeah, that's a very good point. And that I think with some of the time you get caught up in you just a look for something, feel, good about. Because at the end of the day, me see this thing
Yeah.
and me a fret, but this thing come out and I just something I really want to leave on. So maybe I one of them
So
things.
you decide something that wasn't
Exactly.
yours. You decide, as you say, that day
Get
I want
done.
the selling
Exactly.
done, even though it's
Whenever I did really
nobody said that.
think into it,
You
and
could have
this
said next
notice
notice
gonna
the
come
next
out.
week.
Exactly. So that is a very good point from Phil.
Definitely, because I did
So
not think about that. What if another one came?
I mean, and you'll never know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You see, that's why I say understanding of the rules. And understanding in the rules in this case, if you understand that the rule has a 1 week gap built into it, you can say within the rules and tell us a week later. It means that you should never have an expectation of 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 a pre-notice.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you very much. Yeah, you should never have an expectation of a pre-notice since there's no rule that requires you to be told ahead of time. In a case of a regular selling, in the case of regular selling, right?
Yeah.
And then what happens then is that you might miss out on the actual value that is actually shown in the actual notice because you are looking for something else or you just don't know that it should be there, right? Like, I don't know if anybody can see anything from this, just from this single notice.
In looking at it, my question would be why word it in that way? And
I, honestly, I think it was worded that way specifically because it tricks most people.
right. So why would they? What's the purpose? Why are they? Is it deliberate that they're trying to trick people, and for what purpose? Is it that they wanted it to look like it's something that is going to happen presently? They're going to happen on that day. This notice dropped 7:43 in the morning before market open. So a
Right?
natural response, natural quote unquote, somebody who not necessarily reading it in that way would have uninterested in fossil shares could put some buy orders in the queue.
Correct. In fact, everyone up until I said something about it, everybody that thought about it talk about buying up
Yeah.
Hmm
as a result of this.
I was
I
trying to say
just, I
this.
just for the sake of being nice, I just
I read this as a
pretend like I don't
I read
remember.
this as a 22 as a 20 as a August 22 notice. This was sent to JSC when they put in the order. That's
hmm
how I read this.
I don't even think it was sent to JC then. I think it was written.
So I think it was
I think it
written.
was sent to.
I think it was written thing there.
Yeah, I think it was sent. I think it was sent on the morning of the 28th.
Makes sense. But I think it was written thing there.
Mm-hmm.
And
Written on the day.
yeah, because they're spoken about placing the orders.
You
Yep.
really think them get it from
But
them
most
time there?
of
All right,
get
so
what?
Well, you think the
hold
thing
on,
I
No,
hold
know
I
is
on.
think
that
yeah, I think Randy right.
Hold on.
I
It
know
was
I
written
think Randy.
from them from the 22nd, you say?
I not
I
think so.
think you can't. I think you can't prove that it
yeah,
wasn't,
and I
and
let me
that's
tell
the
you something. Shit, I
important
used to
thing.
write these notices, so
Yeah,
I know how
yeah,
these things work.
yeah. It's not. It don't work out. You think it works according to the rules and to their credit.
All right. So
The
remember
JC,
when
the
you
JC's
was saying
biggest
I
weakness in.
remember something you were saying those three. What I
Mhm.
thought about was the 11:59 something with college picnic.
What's that?
11:59, your assignment needs to be in by 11:59 on such and such date.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
And then when you touch 11:50, everybody ready for send them. So 11:55, like almost everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Like so that's what it made me think of. See, I
Mm.
wasn't
So
straying too far.
I wouldn't be surprised about if they wrote it on. So this is why I even said it was sent on the 22nd because I know how these things can go sometimes. I can write this notice, and then when I send it in, JC read it, and then I get a call, and then we talk about it, and the talk is yeah, it'll be trade, and then I give an expectation of when it will trade, and I'll tell you when it don't trade, and then this notice comes out.
Okay.
So I
But
even
why?
mentioned they probably didn't put the 11 all at once in the queue. It was multiple orders from each of the accounts having multiple orders. Just drop the thing there.
Well, I don't know if that's true or not. And I think there are three orders,
You
three
think it was
11
three? You think
million.
it was three market out of 11
Yeah,
million
man. Yeah, man. Three market orders for 11 million
on the
each,
same time?
all entered on the 22nd. Yeah, because 20 million of them
But then look on the
traded
queue.
on the
Look
day.
on the queue.
I'd have to look on the
Because
queue
20
on the
million,
day.
33 million over the week trade. Because on again, the Monday never trade 33
Well,
million.
what happens to a
It becomes
market
a limit
order?
order when it doesn't fill. So
There
that's I
we
look at the queue.
go.
So
Yeah.
that's the thing I have to look at the queue.
Yeah, because like close to a million units traded for the next few days every day,
Mm-hmm.
and so you have so you have I think the last 11 is what traded
Mm-hmm.
out over the last few days going into September. The last 11. So if my
I mean,
manager
Tav,
already
can you
today,
tell
I
me he
can
was
track that
there?
order. So yeah, yeah.
What was the queue looking like during those days? Was it a big buyout at the top of the queue?
Well, you can check the replay. My
I'm
money
bringing it
great
up
here.
right now.
You talk for switch?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. So the volume they just keep on a refill. Just keep on a refill. So there was a trade down. I think if I can remember, there was a trade down, and then volume was there. People keep on a buy from it, and they keep on a refill, keep on a refill, keep on a refill. It was something like that. And one of them things, then when you see it get hit regularly, and then you see say nah done, you start get afraid,
Well,
and it continue the next day to 2 days.
so I think it may be continue. I think it may continue longer than that.
Crazy. September. Okay.
Yeah, because what happened is that me did start undercut them after me buy. Come here and say, no, sir. You know what go on here, sir.
So is it that the notice was worded in that way in order to attract buyers?
Perhaps.
And
But then,
that we don't say. But at that point, it did trade already.
mm, but
No,
then if they wrote it
Did it
on,
actually
but
trade already at
buyers
that point?
subsequent to the 28th matter.
yeah, if they wrote it on the 22nd, then that's different. That changes, yeah.
It's not. The notice is not even dated the 22nd. It's dated the 28th.
Okay, come out 28. We don't see. That's the next
It
thing.
come
You
out
know
the
that
28th.
we never see the letter that JSC gets from the company. We see what
Well,
JSC posts.
Sometimes
Occasionally.
we do.
sometimes,
Sometimes we do.
Occasionally.
Yeah,
Sometimes we do.
yeah, sure. Yeah,
Sometimes we
right.
do.
Sometimes. But rare.
Occasionally.
but
But we're see what
I
JSC posts.
believe that lends credence to the theory that them release this notice in compliance with the rules on the 28th, wording it in this way with the intention of encouraging the placement of buy orders. And why would I
Because
do that?
everybody.
Because I may not want to sell, but my brethren may want to sell. I mean, I'm just trying to understand why they would do it in this way, rather than the usual notice, which that same fast switch company,
They said they could have
like
said
it's
we
not
said
like they have a habit of saying it in that way, right?
Yeah. Well, look at this. I might have to go soon, but look at the other points that I show you that you missed from that we missed from not knowing the rules, right? So if you know the rules, you understand that this is probably all that's already gone,
Mhm.
and also they traded at a higher price than on the day when this notice
When
came
the
out.
notice came out, correct?
Yeah, right. But notice this also, if you think about it, they stated in here that it
to raise funds.
was three directors did it to raise funds for project investments.
Mm-hmm.
So nicey.
Yeah.
What
Positive.
does that mean?
Try to change the negative effect.
No, move away from that. Yes, to change the negative, but let's step past that. Let's think about that. Let's think about that. Why are they telling us that at all?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Like
A
Tav,
director.
Tav, this is linked to
Well,
something like Tav said. Tav, why are they telling us this at all? And that's when I said this, I mean the section I was talking about that to raise funds for project investments. Why would they tell us that at all?
And one thing me did I look on is that if why fit them selling shares after doing investment fee company. That
Exactly.
me did I want
right.
that me did I
Exactly.
wonder.
That's the point. That's why I say it's a point linked to a point that you made, as you said, that these are
Now I've not to do it in the
company
company.
shares. These are not the company shares. These are you
Mm-hmm.
don't have not these shares have
Mm-hmm.
nothing to do with Fosrich.
Yep.
Fosrich literally cannot own these shares.
Yep.
These shares are owned by shareholders of Fosrich. So that means that when the money from the selling of these shares is being sent somewhere, it's not being sent to Fosrich, it's being sent to
The director.
the director's personal accounts. So why would you tell me about company
Project.
projects for you selling 33 million worth of shares?
Well, it don't say company project.
You know what
It
exactly? It does not
implies
say
company
company.
project. Or you
Exactly.
It
can
make
you
you
can
feel that
decide
way,
it's
though.
company project, but it make you feel that way.
Exactly.
But
It's something
you
that,
know already how that
that
can work. You know already how
I know
that
exactly how it
yeah.
works. I know, not only know how it can work. So we're thinking of two different things, Tab. I think I know what you're thinking about. But I'm not even going down that road yet. The road I'm going down is the fact that until I said this just now, no, I don't think anybody thought of it. They spoke about them selling shares personally, but they spoke about it against the background of the company's benefit.
Or to make it sound like it was for the
To
benefit
make
of the company.
exactly to make it sound like it's benefiting the company. And it may be,
Right.
but if it is, oh
Yeah, man, to change the negative effect. I just that come to my head
yeah, but
in terms
Or
of
okay,
oh
but
we are do
okay,
this, we are sell these shares and people are gonna wonder, yo, why directors are sell? Why directors sell so much? Cause we have to tell them say we are sell. So word it this way if you make it seems as if, oh yeah, for investment purposes. People are gonna probably say, oh, that's so
they
bad.
And
also
it could be
hold
a
on,
joint.
they also
Mhm.
can't lie to us.
Right.
Yep.
So to raise funds for project investments, we're coming very close to a line here now. Because if you can't lie to us and you say it's to raise funds for project investment, you are
What
you're
did you
very
say
close to a
earlier?
line.
They
No,
have to
hold on.
correct
You're
us.
implying they don't have to correct you because we never said it was for search. We just said
project.
product investments. However, if the implication is that it is for research,
Then how that work?
or if it is for research, in fact, let us say that it is for research. How does that work?
Mhm.
They sold these 33 million shares at like an average of 220 each. You're looking at what?
So 60 odd million. No,
60 odd, almost 70 million.
yeah, 60 odd,
20
yeah.
odd,
It's
20
at
odd, so yeah,
230.
60 odd. Yeah, so almost 70
Almost
million.
70 million.
60 odd million.
Mhm.
How does you getting 60 odd million help a fast rich project?
So in first receive money as a director.
Boom, right? Now, if
Mhm.
you're going to lend fast rich money as a director, then fast rich is going to have to pay you back.
Mm-hmm.
That's a loan to the
Mm-hmm.
company, right? And if you're giving a loan to the company, you're going to have to get paid back. So the company's going to pay you. In fact, the company could in the future borrow funds to pay off some of its existing debt.
Mm-hmm.
The company could go as far as to float a
Or
bond
give them
or
even pay them
float
in
preference
shares.
shares. Ooh,
Mm.
pay them back in shares. After they could even pay them back in shares at a lower
Mm-hmm.
value or a higher value with
Mm-hmm.
with the difference in shares being for the interest.
Mm-hmm.
Or they could float a bond or float debt and repay and pay off
Refinance
existing
that debt,
debts,
yeah.
which would naturally include the current
Mm-hmm.
directors. Or they could issue shares to pay off the debt, yes, which could be like a APO, a private offer.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to Tyrone who's done that quite a few times with IPO,
Mm-hmm.
One time.
right? And so you if you're going to go through the whole of that, you might then word it in such a way that most people would not pick that
Mm-hmm.
up because listen to what Shay said about this notice. Listen to what Tab said about this notice. Listen to what everybody said about this notice. None of them are really talking about the fact that, hey, what the hell do the directors selling person have to do with that project investment? Is a project investment for fast reach? How does that money get to fast reach? Is there any interest in charge on that? How will the compensation for that money go? None of those things got asked. What instead got asked? Like I even the teacher tried to say, why word it that way? Well, guess what? Everything that's in the notice that is required to be there is there. They told you exactly how many units are sold. They even went even further. They told that it was at a market price, current market price. They don't have to tell you that. They could just say that they sell shares. Most trading shares notices don't really tell you the price. Just say that a director has bought or sold, or a connected party has bought or sold. So what could this imply that might happen in the future with Fosrich? All from this single notice that seem like it's a badly worded notice, but it's not.
Mm-hmm.
It's a properly worded notice. It gives you a lot of information, maybe even more information than you had
They
to,
have to, yeah.
and it implies a whole lot more. And everybody look at it and think, ah, why the JC need to fix up them rules? What kind of notice this?
Crazy.
Like, how do you fix the rules for something like this?
You say
And the
give
funny thing
us.
is that no matter how you switch rules or change up rules or adjust rules, things like this are can always happen. It's like you
Yeah,
literally can't stop
that's how
it.
rules work.
In some ways,
It,
there are ways to do it. She was actually touching on it earlier, but I don't know. I don't know if she knew that she was touching on it. I think if you understand it, you have to understand it fully to suggest changing it properly. So, what she's saying, like, is there a standard way that it's written?
mm-hmm.
That's where we start to get maybe closer to the meat of the matter. Like, if you could standardize what trading in shares notice is like, and that would cause this to change. But do you guys see what I'm saying? Because
Yeah,
you
that
don't
make a lot of
understand.
sense.
Like,
It's like you have this
it
document and
requires
you have to fill in all of the blanks. So it's like you just
almost,
have
yes,
to
you
do
could
it that
make it
way.
that
Yeah.
way. You could force it that way.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could force it that way to make it harder
Has
to
the
be
trade happened
ambiguous.
already?
But
Yes.
but
How
here's
much?
no reason have to say that. You can say state what the trade was, who did it, exactly how much was traded, and at what price, and how much is intended to be traded, and over what time.
Any more
You
trade
could
plan
do that.
is like this? Any similar trades plan for the next 6 months?
I mean, the problem with future things like that is that you can't get into my head. So you know, I could pop a CHL, and we do not at the current moment foresee to do the thing that we're definitely going to do.
And you see the thing about it.
No, hold on. I want you to get something. I want you to get something.
Yeah.
If I don't want that sort of thing to happen, like turn the tables. If I don't want that sort of thing to happen, what would I do? I would word my notice like this, so that people, instead of understanding it and asking and bringing up even the points that I just brought up, I would instead be bringing up points. I would instead have to leave people bring up points about when this happened. All this was happening. JC must know something about it. Wait. And so people are so busy talking about the thing that don't matter. They've been effectively tricked. They're not looking. They're paying no attention to the man behind the curtain. They're busy arguing about the color of the curtain. Like that's what's happening right here. This to me, I look on this and I go, oh wow, I wonder if they're going to the APO.
And then
That's not funny. And I saw
and then you find people
because
where, yeah, go on.
I'm seeing 33 million units traded, but I'm thinking maybe that's not enough to
Mm-hmm.
justify. What does it mean if they need to get 33 million shares? So product investment. I don't make sense. Product investment, but you can put in money on that.
It's like, I said to myself, and this Saturday looks like a sweet deal for certain people before something bad.
Yes. Yeah. We'll catch it back on the back end. So
Yep.
if
So
the
me good
shares go
enough.
to $1, then we'll get yeah, man. Because if they issue the shares, the pay us back at $1. If we do an APO later at $1, and part of the APO is a reserve class in there to repay certain debts to certain shareholders who lent earlier. And when the shareholders sold shares for lend, they sold 11 million shares each. But when they were being repaid, they were repaid at the tune of $1. So they got effectively 100% more units.
Mm-hmm.
So that would be that's a real thing that could happen.
Mm-hmm.
In the specific case. And all of
in
that is in
pursuance
the
of the
single
APO
notice
project.
right here.
Do you know what notice,
In
Johnny?
pursuance of the APO project.
I think all of those points are in this single notice,
Okay, I thought
but you
you said
have
the
to
APO
actually know
notice.
the rules. Yeah, I mean, to me, if they do an APO
Who's surprised?
over the next
They usually
year,
done.
I would not be
No
surprised.
surprise, none.
Yeah, and this would be the notice that actually told me that they'd like to do it. And if they have a reserve class in there where the three directors are going to be repaid the debt that the company owes them, and they're going to be repaid at the 8 euro price, so everybody have the same price. It sounds fair, eh? Everybody have the same
Mm-hmm.
price. The directors
Mm-hmm.
getting shares, but they also getting at the same price.
But
And then
them don't
who's going
factor
to
the
remember that
dilution.
last year?
That these guys afford the
Exactly.
dilution. And for them, it's better for them with them shares come back in.
Exactly. And how do you avoid the dilution? This is a wonderful way to do it. But this is an example of putting on the gas mask, and then everybody going, well, why you put on a gas mask? Oh, no, don't worry about it. You sure we can breathe this smoke in? Yeah, man, the smoke not going to do anything to you. So why are you putting on a gas mask? Well, no. That's exactly what it looks like. But nobody's paying attention to that because of how the notice was worded. But if you understand the rules, you understand how much is in this notice. So that, like I said, what the one thing I would change about the market is I would increase people's market knowledge heavily.
Mm-hmm.
So Shay, you get one, why I said that the notice kind of fool you.
Yes, they're still. It's
Yeah,
it's
and
it's as it's always been, where I have to read and then read a couple more times.
or you have to just know the rules ahead of time. So when you're reading it, you're looking at what the thing is, what kind of notice is it, and then checking to see if the requirements of that notice are in the wording here. It's a trading in shares
I
notice.
mean,
So they have to tell you how much shares were sold
hmm
or put up for sale, and they have, or put up to the trade, and they have.
And,
They
mm-hmm.
told us that
Mm-hmm.
33 million shares were put up. But look how they put it up. They don't say 33 million anywhere in the notice. They say 11 million
11
from
million
each of the
each.
directors.
But don't tell that thing already.
Yeah, yeah. Because we are assuming that you are fully capable of doing the multiplication. Right?
So you buy shares, the most can do the rest.
Also, whenever if they choose to
Is Ronnie chipping out?
repay the I might be chipping off. I think I took it off.
Other guys, but Shay, Tav, is Ronnie chipping in or no?
yeah.
Okay. I'm
Sometimes.
not crazy. Or I might
No.
be. I don't know.
Well,
Blessings, blessings. The space in general chipping in and out sometime, don't I?
Oh, Jaja.
Uh,
oh,
Twitter going to sell to them, man.
uh, big up man or going and big up for search.
Big up the rich man himself. Touchdown, you know?
Yes, I mean, my little bit of input on the whole thing is I kind of pay special attention to any notice that Foster's put out.
Mm-hmm.
So you mentioned earlier than I that it is very unlikely that we're going to see the actual notice that got to JC.
Mm-hmm.
Foster's has been guilty of that on quite a few occasions, and
I
those
remember.
notices
Yeah.
have been pulled. So anything Foster drop, we jump on it
Mm.
instantly. I go look to see if we're gonna get pulled.
Yeah, see, if you look with the third eye.
Yeah, man, yeah, man. Can't take for them notice them for joke at all.
Yeah, makes sense, makes sense. Yeah, the
Man,
thing,
but
I really thought I took it for granted. I look at it, I read it, I think what I think, and I just moved on. I remember you and Troy were saying something in the group about it. I'm looking back now to see what you guys were saying. But Shay, bring it back. And I look at the new lens of wait, the people never get this.
yeah, man. I mean, one of the things that I was trying to figure out was whether or not all of the units were sold at the point that the notice drop or not.
Well,
But
that was what I was wondering as well.
yeah, but based on the timing,
Mm-hmm.
uh, them basically drop it basically right after them done essentially.
Mm-hmm. And
Yeah,
the
I
seven, the seven
figure.
days, 7 days done.
So
We'll
when I
tell them
saw
put
it, I
everything
was
there.
like, wait, we're going to so check the
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
volumes for a while.
yeah, man.
Um, and say, oh, that kind of look like it done. But then that would have mean say it will probably ease off of the drop. Uh, all right. Let me see what can go on.
Mm-hmm.
Um, got it as low as 203.
Well, from
But I figured it wouldn't. Basically, I figured it wouldn't be a $2 for a long time. Basically,
Hmm.
and that's kind
well,
of
definitely, I never expected to stay down there. Um, One of the things for me that piqued my interest, so when I noticed drop, it didn't come as too much of a surprise. John Jackson did an article on the Friday.
I
So
remember
on
this.
the Friday, 22 million units traded, and
Mm-hmm.
John Jackson only spoke about 13 million units or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And but couldn't let that go because
I remember you saying something about that.
yeah, well, but couldn't let
Oh
that go.
yes, I do remember that now.
There
I
had
remember
to
that
be a
now.
reason why John Jackson only talk about that 13 million unit. So when the notice drop, it was kind of confirmation for me.
Mm-hmm.
And his article kind of gave me more confidence to buy.
Mm-hmm.
It's just that I know say we probably have to consider a slightly longer timeline.
Mm-hmm. Where is it now? Where is it? Too much screens.
you know.
I mean, it's been as high as I think it into that 220 somewhere there about.
230, 239
I
close.
think it's been as high as like 230,
234, I see.
I'm trying. Yeah,
234
238,
I
high.
think I sold. I
or
think
234.
one of my sell orders sold the other day at 234 or 233 something there, somewhere there about.
I think
I
at
didn't even
230 I did
remember.
sell.
Yeah, I never remember somebody that have that sell order in the queue.
Yeah, I did need it, but I never did know married business. Right, there's so funny.
See,
She is the one on move.
Um, yeah,
But let me
it
ask
was
something.
on the way to something.
Why would you guys think that 33 million units have left the directors' holdings, and so that indicates that the price won't stay down at two?
Oh yeah, yeah. I'll get asked that actually.
Okay. Um, I looked at where it was before, and I literally just say if the selling stop, it probably. But then Phil brought
But
up
the,
something that I probably should have thought of.
Hold
What
on,
if it doesn't stop?
no man. You said what?
you
Let's
say
see, hold on.
you
You
say
said
it
that.
wouldn't stay down there. The funny thing when I read this notice, my
Uh-huh.
thought was, this could be them again. I will get out, and this could be the thing that's keep it there.
This could be
Heavy
the thing
selling,
that
and then
keeps it there. That the
yeah,
fact
the
that
heavy
they're
selling. Why would it go back up after the
hold
heavy
on,
selling?
hold on. So when you saw the notice, you thought that it would stay down there?
No, I said, yeah, I said this could be. I did not say I've not made a decision that it can go up or in there. I never made a decision on this. You said it not going to stay at two. When I read it, I said, oh, this can be it staying down at two.
Okay. Yeah,
These
yeah,
guys just and also
it
they
could
tell
mean
them just
that
tell
it
it.
would stay there for a while. I mean, if them
Mm-hmm,
did just a start sale, if
mm-hmm.
them did just a start
Well,
selling.
But there's
but
nothing there that tells that there's nothing. This to me was the Reuters just sold 33 million units, and everybody know about it now. And
Everybody,
also,
I didn't think that
I
it was something
remember,
that
how I
everybody would
already
pay
noticed.
attention to.
Remember how exactly how I already noticed. As I said, I took it for granted that people would not read a certain way. As far as I was concerned, directors just sold 33 million units and tell people about it. And it doesn't mean that they're not done selling.
Yeah,
So it could well stay down there in
it
my
didn't
mind.
say to me that everyone is going to get scared and I
No,
didn't get that's not what I thought would
yeah,
happen.
this was
but
not a
hold
buy
on, Mike.
signal for me.
Why
That's
would
what
you
I'm
think?
saying. This was not a
Yeah,
buy signal for
why
me.
why would you think that 33 million units being taken out of the director's hands to separate hands would not mean a lower
Yeah.
price to come?
Like
I mean, the
like
price fell
continuously.
right
Yeah,
after.
yeah, yeah, it did. Yeah, it did.
I mean, not continuously, but I mean, it's not a new low. It's like Jamaica.
Hmm.
It's going to
We don't
stay.
know.
Like, why would you think that? Yeah, why would you think that greater liquidity would mean a higher price?
Um, temporary.
Yeah, but
The
same
higher
question.
price, if anything, is probably temporary.
Same question.
So,
So
so
I thought I missed it, Shay. Because I look and I say, yo, if I was to do anything here, so probably last week.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and I thought about that, and I was like, if
I
it
mean,
was
you were
something
out by the
like
time you really know. Yeah, you were out by the time you
substantial,
really noticed, as
like
you
a
said.
substantial, like a substantial amount, we probably now will get. So that was the most upsetting part of
you're
it
probably
for
not going
me.
to get
I
what?
probably now get a substantial amount at like $2. That
Well,
was
I think you're going to get as much as you want at $2. I think,
Yeah, the man in
I,
just
I
said.
think,
The
I
man in
think,
just crash it.
yeah, I
Just
think,
The
crash.
problem
yeah.
is
so I don't understand
what
what
would
you
be
guys
driving it
are
higher.
saying.
So I'm thinking I can buy. I can buy. My issue is now what gives me my sell.
Right.
What gives me
Yeah.
What is
myself?
Where's
the
the demand going
I
to,
just assume
where's the
the
that
demand
context?
going to come from?
I assumed that not a lot of people would be paying attention to and going to put in them sell order and even if they did, it would be temporary. I don't know.
Yeah,
I
but
just
Why?
shit.
why?
Yeah, why? Because that's not logical. Because if the big orders, 33 million units is easily the most that has traded
A
probably the whole
while.
year.
A while,
A
But
long
bro.
yeah,
time.
it's a significant amount, right? It's a significant amount have left the director's hands. And after that, we see a whole heap of continued selling and
Mm-hmm.
on the back of that continued heavy selling by those parties, assuming those parties, the share price has naturally fallen down because the demand is being filled.
Mm-hmm.
So why would you expect that the share price would increase, considering that
Because they
not only is
were
the demand
done.
being filled, but
Like
not only is it it's done,
But they never tell you that.
there are no new one. They never told you that, and two, there are no new parties that have 33 million units that they can now. So there are
No,
more
no people. It
sources
was.
for
It
more
wasn't one. It was
units.
the sell to one source.
Yeah, and these guys say that they did a market order. So in other words, we are hitting the queue and allowing all demand to sort it up. Even if you
mm-hmm.
have arranged orders coming in,
Mm-hmm.
all of the demand is being fed to right now.
Mm-hmm.
Why would that indicate that the price would rise when that has never been sign of a price rising?
So the selling has never been sign of a price already. And
You can't.
that's
There's no selling without buying. There's no
yeah.
selling without buying. It's
Mm-hmm.
always a trade. So
Yeah.
there's. So what do you mean when you say the selling?
So if you increase supply
Which is
temporarily,
what they have done.
temporarily.
There's no temporary. It's not
So we
temporary. They have sold
is
33
it
million
that
units.
you is it that you don't you are saying I didn't know that it was temporary?
It's I don't. What's temporary? There's no
The
temporary.
temporary increase in supply.
There is no temporary increase. They
They told it
sold it
already.
openly to the. They sold
Yeah,
to the market
exactly
already. So
my point. So if the supply was increased
Oh, it's
temporarily,
also okay. Oh, okay. I get what you mean there, but that still doesn't fully answer our
like
question
if you
at all.
increase the supply temporarily
I
and
think what Shay
like
is saying is they did something that's not necessarily happening on an everyday basis, if in a sense, right? So
but
okay, so over this week there were more shares being sold because these guys came with their large amount and sold it. That's what you're saying.
yeah.
And then next
And then
week,
next week, then but
if
the
them
times
not going to sell,
you say if
then
they're
you
not going
expect
to
the
sell, it's
price to go back
temporary.
up.
but that hasn't
But
happened.
that's not necessarily
Yes,
logical.
And that's also not what happened. What has happened is what logically happens. More
these guys sell a
more
big amount, so
volumes have
more
been
volume start.
freed
Yeah,
up,
Right.
and so the price has continued to fall. In fact, every time the price has come not closer to 230 odd
Yeah.
now, increased volume has met it,
Mm-hmm.
and it has fallen back down. So
Because
what
you have a
I'm not
set of
seeing the
people
signs
who have 33 million shares in them hands that become profitable
at a lower price
at a lower
for
price
some.
than
For some,
I think
yeah,
largely what's
before
happening
the
for
is
sale
some.
Shay speaking
happened.
within her lens. She bought and sold
Right.
profitably and left.
Yeah, but I don't know that that's okay.
So what I'm looking
So
at now
what
is
we
two
want to
things. I'm
avoid
looking at Shade doing the
is
thing that
look
I said Tav do,
right.
where I'm talking about the thing him do, but not necessarily talking a
Not
full picture of it, but everybody's in there.
against
And also, they
exactly.
both know the market in a certain way. They can make these trades. Explain it to somebody else. I'm gonna say
But
what you're
you know
talking
what
about.
else? They're also making great mistakes that can turn out to be extremely expensive.
Yeah, so
Because like
that's
this is
why I
not.
want to dig into what you're saying. I want to understand what you're saying. I'm literally not
But
understanding
the
what
step
you're
one is
saying.
this.
But so yeah,
All
go
right,
ahead.
what part aren't you
Yeah.
understanding?
So you're saying the temporary demand, temporary supply, right?
It's not
So say I
temporary.
don't think of it as temporary. It's just this is what happens.
It's not
Every
temporary.
day is a different day in the
Supply
market.
versus sales.
Okay.
Right.
So if to like I don't there's no stable state in the market. There's no
Mm-hmm.
okay, every day this happens and when this guy comes, it's changing everything happening is changing the state constantly. So I
All
would
the
not think
players in
of
the
this as
market.
it's not an abnormal versus normal situation. So yeah, man, sometimes like this happening over that week. Typically for the rest for what it's been so far, yes, that's more than what has happened typically, right? But then
Mm-hmm.
no, this is an effect. Those shares have been sold. So what's going to happen next? So it's not temporary to me. It's okay, this thing has changed. What's next? It's not that we went back to status quo. If you get me. So it's not to say temporary sounds it sounds like, oh, then everything else outside of that was what you call it. So what that sounds like when you say temporary, it's
So
per,
is it that you are getting that I thought it was going to go back to the 260 or wherever it was?
no. I'm asking why did you said it will go back up
Yeah.
from
Why you saw
why?
this as an opportunity?
Not necessarily that's not what I'm asking
That's
either.
the
I'm
thing.
asking her against what she's actually said. She said she knew it will go back up because this thing. And I'm looking at it and when I saw it, I thought the opposite. And I was right. So but I'm also knowing that Shay is speaking about I think Shay is speaking about up related to where she bought.
Yeah,
Right.
that's definitely what I'm talking about.
But when I say
But
up, no, I'm looking at the chart. I'm looking at before this. It's down since that happened. And I know
oh,
and what I also feel that most people can look at that as well. Not because your specific scenario in this stock is again
mhm.
specific. Everybody else is not. They're not looking at your screen and looking at profit for that. They're looking at okay, what was happening before price, whatever, it went down. In fact, I think people take that. People hear you say that and think,
Mhm.
oh, you're thinking that fast will go back up from the point it is now because it's down from where it was before this thing happened.
It was that's a 12% move, from
But what is it?
203,
Yeah, man,
204
but yes,
to
your
230
price.
something.
Remember, say before
When
before
did you
before them
buy?
before them come and sell, it was three something.
Yeah,
It was almost
I wasn't
it
even
was
paying
almost three.
attention to it,
It
which is
wasn't three
why
something. It was 260 or so.
which is why like like I never noticed. I never noticed before I saw the notice.
It
I
was
never
almost
noticed,
hey man.
and I
I'm
wasn't
saying
looking at first
I
rate
think
at all.
so, cool, but then think all right. But, hmm.
But yeah, I don't want to make whatever mistake you guys are talking about. So I'm trying to understand for real
So
what you're saying.
Uh,
so when you say
You
that
bought
you saw
under.
this selling happen, you say it must go back. It must go back up. When you say must go back up, you're
Right.
speaking
What's the basis of
specifically
that?
from the depression that you
Yeah,
saw
may I
from this
talk
thing
about
happening.
specifically from the $2, two or something specifically.
That you bought at.
Yeah,
But you bought after seeing the notice on the 28th
No,
yes, the same
wait,
day.
or
you bought on
the same day on the
you bought with
28th,
the
right?
notice.
The
I
same
thought you bought.
day I
So
Oh,
what?
is when I
so
put in the buy
okay, I'm conflicting
order.
with Tav. Tav bought before the notice. Tav bought and sold before the
Right.
notice. Okay, so you bought after the notice.
Yeah, so Tav noticed it in his regular, just going about his day. I didn't notice it.
So you saw the notice and then what did you think? Okay, that's
I
interesting.
saw the notice. I was like, or else this I will probably tank the price for a bit, but it's
Why?
probably going to.